Whoa, what the hell is that? uh, hmm. Hello, guys. Let me, there we go. Jesus. There we go. Stupid, StreamYard was messing with the camera. How's everybody doing today? Little teensy bit late. What's up, Donick? Thomas, what's up? You got a bunch to say right out of the beginning. I'm going to try my best to keep up. I always say that, but we'll see how it goes. For 4 things we need to happen in Avengers Secret Wars. Coulson's team from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. appears. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man returns. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man returns. Endgame final battle, but better. I mean, those are some great asks. I mean, with the concept of the multiverse coming together and clashing, why not? What's up, Sean? Coulson's team from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Fox X-Men, Fox Fantastic Four, The Runaways, Cloak and Dagger, Fox Wolverine, Jane Foster Thor from another universe where the hammer was sent to Jane instead of Thor, Face the Destroyer of the first Thor movie, Fox Deadpool, This is a whole lot of asks, but who knows? Maybe they can make it happen. As well as every other MCU hero that is available in the Avengers Secret Wars final battle. What's up, Justine? How are you doing this Saturday? We finally have a car that is working and new, so we'll see how that goes. It's a good start to the day. It held us up a little bit, but I am here. Husband and I watched Lightyear earlier this week, and we both enjoyed it. Cried a couple times. It was fun. Love Socks. Socks was my favorite part of the of the movie. That's for sure. What's up, Scott? If you had to pick Arrowverse JL members to return for Flash Season 9, who would I pick? Sarah, Kara, Jefferson, Ryan, probably. Those would be my picks. Lightyear sequel? I mean, they sequel baited it, so quite possibly. I don't like Lightyear that much. I thought it was okay. I definitely thought it was okay. Let's see. What's up, Spiny? Yo, what's up? Very happy to hear Doom Patrol is canceled. Well, it is not canceled. It's the worst DC show ever made, in my opinion. Worse than Batwoman. You are high as fuck. Yeah, no, it's one of the best things DC, in my opinion, is one of the best things DC has ever made. TV, movie, animated, doesn't matter. One of the best things it's ever made. And you're definitely in the minority when it comes to opinions on that one. Let's see, what's wrong with Doom Patrol? That's a very good question. What's up, Cuss Bunny? Don't think I've ever made one of these lives before. Well, welcome. Welcome. Rest in peace to Olivia Newton-John and Anne Heche. Loved Olivia Newton-John in Grease and Xanadu, and I loved Anne Heche in 6 Days, 7 Nights with Harrison Ford. Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones. All great movies and actresses, and they will definitely be missed. Yeah, Grease and Volcano, man. Those are 2 movies I watched so much back in the day. Doom Patrol is awesome. If any DC show is the worst on television, it is Titans. Hard agree on that one. It's a boring show with a ton of cringe. Again, 100%. I cannot disagree harder with you on that one. How is it worse than Batwoman? There's no way it is. What's up, Alexa? What's up, Jamie? Uminum. Titans is better than Doom Patrol. It's more entertaining and has better characters. I hard disagree on both points. It's got better writing, better effects, better characters, and it's way more entertaining. Like, leagues more entertaining. Like, if I had to score Doom Patrol, it's a 9.5 out of 10, and Titans is a 3. But the characters have so many issues. It gives them better traits than CW. Well, more of them. Agreed. Yeah, I do think Secret Spidey is trolling, which is kind of par for the course. What's up, Sean? Canceling Titans is alright. 4 seasons is respectable. It's 1 more season than Batwoman, 3 more seasons than Naomi, and doing Brother Blood for season 4, so I hope that we can get a last-minute Trigun cameo. I mean, we had a last-minute Trigun cameo in season 1. I don't think we'll retread that territory, and I honestly could care less for Brother Blood as the villain of the season, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll still give it a chance. Season 3 was better than the last 2 seasons, but we'll see. Titans was so bad. I've never seen a show ignore its own canon more than Titans. Season 2 introduced OG Titans team, even though the Titans were formed in Season 1. Yeah, it contradicts itself all over the place. So much, man. Gray Omni, green purple. Did you watch the Call My Lawyer clip for the She-Hulk that was released by Marvel? I told you guys many times, I don't watch those clips. She-Hulk reference? Unintentional. Unintentional. I like the whole, like, technical glitch. Everybody's, like, really jumping in on it. Love it. Really shouldn't have dropped acid before watching this live stream. Oh, man, I might have triggered you then. Let's see. How am I today, Dean? I'm doing all right, man. I am doing all right. What's up, Hulk Omni? Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, Mandalorian. You think the MCU is releasing too much content? Yes. To be honest, a little bit. A little bit. It's a lot to keep up with. What's up, Sketch? What's my favorite and least favorite season of The Flash? My favorite season is Season 1. My least favorite is Season 5. Season 5. Good old Cicada. I finally figured out who David Zaslav is. Jack, Donaghy? From 30 Rock? I don't get that reference. I've never really watched 30 Rock, so I don't know. Keanu Reeves said he wanted to play Wolverine. Did he? I know he said he wanted to play an older Batman. That was the last thing I remember him saying. I have no idea. Is the stream live yet? Yes, it is very much so live. What's up, Ragu? What is up? Let's see. This might be a new record for me, but these past 2 weeks have not been good for me. Good at all for me, and anyone around me for that matter. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope everything clears up and things start to smooth out for you, man. What movie were you really excited for that was a huge disappointment? I can think of quite a few, but I'm going to say probably the Star Wars sequel trilogy. What's up, Janice? How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. It's today started off pretty great. Am I going to keep reading Sandman and get ahead of the show? I don't know how you could put it down once you've started. We'll see. We will see. I've read everything that the show has covered. So I've managed to put it down for now. I've got the entire series at this point. So right now it's going to be a battle of wills. Right now season 2's not been confirmed or greenlit. So I think I'm going to wait and see if they move forward with it or not. If they are going to move forward with it, I will wait for season 2 to air on Netflix, and I will watch it then, and then I will read what season 2 covers once that's out. It's going to be the long haul plan, but if they don't move forward with it, if they cancel it, if they don't do a season 2, then yeah, I will just go ahead and read it all because I want to know what happens. Gotham fights. I hope that in She-Hulk, Hulk finally gets to build up for his own movie or series. Unfortunately, because of Universal, they won't be able to do a Hulk movie, a standalone Hulk movie, or a standalone Hulk series. So he'll always have to be partnered with somebody until they change that Universal thing, which they probably can't do at this point. Lightyear was amazing. Best Pixar movie, in my opinion. Definitely deserved a sequel, and we need a Woody Disney Plus series with the premise of being a reboot of Woody's Roundup from Toy Story 2. That could be interesting. That could definitely be interesting. As far as, I definitely don't think, for me, Lightyear is my what I would consider Pixar's best movie, but it was an okay movie. I think it is, for me, mid-tier Pixar for me. Feeling like Kang Dynasty is actually a Young Avengers movie and they haven't announced the full title yet. Never know. You never know. Could be. Let's see. Let's see. Do you think the Arrowverse should have ended after Crisis? Should have? In hindsight, probably. But at the time, they had open pastures ahead of them. They had a sunny sky and a clear road ahead of them where they were going to go, and then it was just like thunderstorm, tornadoes, and all kinds of things just destroyed the entire path, and they were lost. So it just, there was a lot of promise after Crisis. In hindsight, yes. Had things have worked out what they wanted to do after that point, you know, we could be having a very different conversation right now. Doom Patrol is the best, and my profile pic will not stand any slander. Discussing Film is saying J.J. Abrams' Constantine is filming next year. Yep, I saw that yesterday, actually. That it's going to begin filming next year. Lex Luthor got his own standalone 13-episode series in the political style of House of Cards and Succession with the best aspects of Better Call Saul. Would it be in my wish list? Oh, hell yeah. That sounds pretty sweet to me, actually. It'd be very different. Very different. Look, people, Doom Patrol is high up there in good DC quality. I agree. Why are they letting JJ make DC TV shows? Because they have a massive contract with JJ on the DC front. He's got movies lined up for them, and he's got an entire back universe built for them right now. He's in charge of the entire Justice League Dark thing that's going on. So, yeah, there's a lot of... they've invested heavily in JJ over on the DC side of things. Superhero quality. Do you think that we'll still be able to enjoy things we loved when we were still alive in the afterlife in heaven? That's a good question. I would hope so. I would hope so, but who knows? You might not need that solace in the afterlife. Who am I to say? What's up, in Sephiroth? Hello, hello. Am I worried or hopeful about the future of DCEU? I am hopeful. I'm not worried right now at all, because honestly, it can't get worse than where it is right now. I mean, maybe it could, but I think the only thing they can do is go up from where they're at right now. Maybe may Olivia Newton-John and Anne rest in peace. Wholly agree. For any Spotify users that just learned to search upside down playlists, it'll show you a personalized playlist of songs they think would save you from Vecna based on your musical preferences. I feel like you would have to be, I mean, yeah, it's like for any Spotify users. I have a Spotify account, but I only use it for like my stream stuff, so it would be very skewed into some weird stuff, I imagine. I personally have to say that Naomi is the worst DC show ever. I don't know. I've only watched the first episode, and I could not continue. I had no interest in continuing after that first episode, so I can't speak for the rest of it. There's plenty of DC stuff that I've watched all the way through, and I still could not really get on board with. But we'll see. Let's see. Any word if Titans is getting canceled? It is unconfirmed, and its status is up in the air. Nothing official right now. Nothing official. Are you still upset they made Sarah a clone in Legends? I will forever be upset about that. Titans has less qualities than Doom Patrol. I wholly agree. I wholly agree. Let's see. Who else do you think could be a possible cameo in She-Hulk, and what do you think of the spaceship in the new She-Hulk featurette? I only saw it because of like a thumbnail. Otherwise, like I said, I haven't been watching any of those things. The last thing I watched was the thing with the Ghost Rider tease in it. Aside from that, I don't know. But I did see the ship in a thumbnail, and I have no idea what that is alluding to, and I'm not really sure, man. I really don't know what's going to come out of it. Other cameos that we could have, I did see that they had tried to get a Spider-Man cameo, but that got shot down, which again, begs the question of what's going on that side of things between Marvel and Sony right now. We know that based on reports, Kevin Feige's not happy with some of the things that Spider-Man, that Sony's been doing in that side of their little pocket. But we'll have to wait and see. But as far as other cameos that we could see, I really don't know. I really don't know. Maybe some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. people, maybe Xialing. I don't know. I really don't know. It's so open that it could really be anybody, man. It could really be anybody. I know they could really surprise me if we also get, along with Matt and along with Daredevil, we might get Foggy. I think that would be cool. Who's my favorite Titans character and my least favorite? Least favorite character is probably... Oh, shit. Jason is probably my least favorite character. And my favorite character is probably Beast Boy. Even though Nightwing is like top tier, top 10 comic book characters of all time, I think they butchered him in the show. Up until this last season, but they still managed to make him really stupid. They did better this last season, but he was still ridiculously stupid. So I'm going to go with Gar. Really do like Doom Patrol, though. Truth is tough. I have to catch up with it. I'll take it. Fun, man. Keep it up. Do you know who is playing Blue Beetle? I think you might know him. Oh, I know. Once that was announced, I was all on top of that. For real. Who is your favorite Star Wars character of all time? Darth Revan, aka Jedi Knight Revan. If we're talking specifically canon character, well, no, Revan is canon now, but his entire story is up in the air. We know Darth Revan exists, but we don't know what aspects of that story actually have been preserved, so it's hard to tell. If we're talking expanded everything, the old school Darth Revan. If we're talking canon, known canon, probably Anakin. We are brother blood. She-Hulk Daredevil team up with Better Call Saul. Do it. Hello. Go ahead. What do you want? You're gonna get me backed up. My guy, Omni, my guy, what's going on? You're doing well. What's up, good vibes? I'm doing pretty good today. I am doing good today. And yes, Poppy is really wanting attention at the moment. Let's see. Who else do you think could make a possible cameo in She-Hulk? Didn't you just ask that question a couple minutes ago? You did. I already answered that. I will move on. How is it every time that I catch you streams? I'm not drinking. I don't know. Fix it. There are us few Titans fans out there, and yes, we exist. Oh, I know there are fans of Titans out there, but like, you know, it's like I like The Room, you know, but I know it's bad. I enjoy The Room, but I know it's bad. I can't understand how people do not see the holes in Titans. The actual contradictions and character problems and the writing issues and I don't see it. Enjoying it, it's fine, but like the acknowledgement that they're like the pretending that they're not there, I don't get it. Watching Infinity War right now. Hell yeah, man. Sorry if it's been asked before, but do you think John Krasinski will come back as Reed Richards? I think it's up in the air. I think it's 50-50 crapshoot right now. Probably, maybe. I don't know. We've heard some mixed reports on whether or not which way that's going to go. We'll have to wait and see. Teen Titans. Indeed. Seriously though, every time I hear the name Zaslav, am I the only one that thinks it literally sounds like a DC villain? For me, it makes me think of like a fantasy name. Especially with the Axe of Zaslav being like a meme right now. It definitely makes me think of like a fantasy villain or something like that. Had to go to school this week. It's been a smooth week. Hope everything went good, went well. What type of gear do I use for my YouTube videos and live streams? I mean, you might need to be a little more specific. I mean, for the camera, I've got a Sony A6400. I've got a Go XLR plugged into a Rode NTG3B as a boom mic. I've got a Stream Deck. Got a little shit. I don't even know what. I don't remember what this is called. A Falcon Hawk or a Falcon 9 portable LED spotlight here. An Elgato key light. Another Falcon 9. 2 more Falcon 9s down back here shedding a background light. And then my overly exorbitant computer that I put way too much money into. When is the CW sale getting complete? I don't know. They haven't settled on negotiations yet as far as the last thing I saw. Can I kill Green Lantern with a banana? Probably not. I'm watching Inception, or I just watched Inception. I'm a bit late, and the movie was bangers. It's a really good movie. I have a memory based on that because I walked 7 miles to actually go watch it one time just because I thought it'd be fun. It was when I was in Canada. It was like, rather than try to figure out the bus path, I thought it'd be fun to have a little like stroll through the city to get there. And oh my god, my feet like hated me that day. The MCU is releasing too much content. I would love it if I decided to just space out a lot of the shows and movies, say over 2028. I mean, even if you just spread it out maybe an extra year or two, I think it'd be a little less crowded. Do you think you will ever reach 1 million subscribers? No. 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 I can't imagine ever getting that high, man. I think getting to 100,000 would be a stretch, but I mean, we're almost at 40. So, I mean, we're 40% of the way there. I love your reactions to the Sandman. For me, my favorite comic book shows this year have been Miss Marvel and the Sandman. I really haven't watched The Boys or Peacemaker, so I can't put that on my list. Yeah, Sandman is definitely up there. I think Sandman easily caps all of the Marvel shows that have come out this year for me. I think Peacemaker is maybe just based on my preferences. Might still be the highest thing, but like I'm obsessed with the Sandman right now. I know my reactions are still coming out, but I finished it last Sunday. And I've just been reading it. I've been watching interviews. I've been looking into the world and the characters. But Peacemaker was just such a refresher, a cleanser, and fun. So it's hard to say. I don't know. I don't know how I'd rank them, but I know the Peacemaker and the Sandman are in my top, especially if we're talking comic book content for this year. And I'm talking shows and movies combined. I've been called a Disney shill plenty of times, but I'm still sticking to how I personally still really enjoyed the Star Wars sequel trilogy, even though with all the obvious flaws. Rise of the... Oh, Return of the Jedi is still my least favorite. Really? Interesting. Do I plan on watching Day Shift on Netflix? I'm kind of up in the air on it right now. About that. Finished season 1 of The Sandman, and the show dropped in quality after episode 6, the death episode. I don't think so. I think it was consistent the whole way through. Maybe it was a little more difficult to get invested, maybe, but like the final 2 episodes are some of my favorite episodes of the season. The collectors, the whole convention scene, and then the whole wrap up to the entire Vortex arc was brilliant. 30 Rock fan in the chat. A lot of people with good taste in sitcoms in the stream. What does my shirt say? Green Arrow. Not interested in the Sandman because Thomas Hayden Church isn't playing him. All jokes aside. Have I played Dishonored? The guy who plays Dream would be perfect casting for the Outsider. I have not. I've not played Dishonored. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Thomas Sturridge now. This is the first thing I've ever seen him in, and I think he was brilliant as Dream. So I'd love to see him pop up in more stuff. And the more I see Boyd Holbrook, the more I love that dude. He's just so juicy, charismatic, and just, I don't know, man. There's something about him. He kills it. The Sandman was very disappointing for me. I didn't enjoy it at all. It's really unfortunate. I think it's brilliant. I loved it every step of the way, from the imagination, the world, the acting, the performances, and it's a stellar. I would even argue I think it improves on the comic, and that might be a hot take, but I think it improved a lot of elements in the comic for me. And I've experienced both, so I can at least talk on that point now. Universal does not make any sense. You can't tell me they're winning anything by this. Don't know. Have no idea. Have I picked up the continuation to the OG Sandman run, the Sandman universe? It's a set of comics series that follow up on the OG Sandman run and is overseen by Neil Gaiman. Well, no, because I've only read up until where the season ends, so I haven't read anything further than that. So I'd only be spoiling myself if I did. I did not read anything from Neil Gaiman, but all of his work involve LGBTQ characters, American Gods, and this too. Just wondering. I don't know. This is the only thing of his that I've really dove into. I don't know anything about American Gods. I've watched most of, I think, half of Good Omens, but I never finished it, so I don't know. All I can say is that the comic definitely did. The comic had plenty of that involved in it, and I think that's, from what I've heard in his interviews, it seems pretty common, which is awesome, man. Representation matters. We really need your Pixar ranking one day, Omni. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. It's a lot of tough picks in there. What's up, Meme Master? How's it going? It's going pretty good. Pretty good. Young Avengers will probably be a Disney Plus show. Avengers 5 deserves to be an epic movie with Fantastic Four leading the team, not Young Avengers. I mean, well, yeah. I agree with that. Crisis was the point where WB caved and had to admit the Arrowverse was more popular than their movies, and they doubled down on destroying it right after. Pretty much. DC presents the Homicide Squad. What the fuck? What's up, Chance? Back? You missed me? Hell yeah, man. Welcome back, buddy. Hope you've been taking care of yourself. Did I like the Nightwing versus Red Hood fights in Titans? No. I thought they were kind of trash. They weren't the worst fights I've ever seen, but they weren't great. It's between two heavy-hitting iconic characters, and I thought they were pretty lackluster, so it was just disappointing more than anything. I should react to Dexter. It's a good show. I started watching it, and I think it's good so far. I've heard great things about it. It is definitely on my list of shows to eventually watch. Swamp Thing should have been Arrowverse canon, and they should have merged Constantine with Swamp Thing, spin off Justice League Dark from that. No, I would also have liked that, but they're not doing a Matt Ryan Constantine adaptation. They're doing their own thing. But from what I have heard, they are spinning off the Swamp Thing show, or at least rumors are that they are keeping the cast from the Swamp Thing show and kind of soft rebooting them into their current Justice League Dark plans. But they're doing their own Constantine. They're doing their own. They're casting their own person moving forward with that, which sucks because, again, like I said, I think Matt Ryan is one of those casting choices that is just too perfect, and he's just I wouldn't say that he's been wasted. He's just, there's a lot of untapped potential with Matt Ryan in that role that I really wish they would capitalize on. It can't get worse. Ouch. Famous last words. I mean, worse would be they just stop making DC stuff, and I'll be honest, at this point, I wouldn't be that hurt by it. I think Black Adam will be our only DCEU movie for this year. I have a strong feeling Shazam 2 will be moved. They already moved Shazam, as far as I last heard. I do think that Black Adam's the only DC movie we're getting this year. If Black Bolt has hiccups, somebody probably will die. What's up, Juan? How am I doing? I'm doing good. Holbrook did amazing as the Corinthian. Yes, he did. And man, Margaret, thank you so much for that super sticker. I wish it would show the stickers, but it's a little hippo in a gaming chair and it falls apart, getting wrecked. Thank you for that super sticker, Margaret. I really appreciate that so much. And just always your compassion and support. Hope you're doing well and having a good, strong weekend. Now I need to find my place because I didn't leave it up on the screen for too long. Here we are. Found it. When does Alex Danvers rank in my Arrowverse hero list? Bottom 20, probably. Not very high. I 100% expect Zaslav to renegotiate JJ's contract because it's been 3 years and he hasn't done shit. Either that or cancel his contract and sue him for breach of contract. Well, I mean, he hasn't done anything because they haven't allowed him to do much. There's been a lot of inner conflict. I don't think most of it has anything to do with JJ himself, but Warner Brothers not knowing what to do with his stuff, with those projects, where they're going to slot him in, when they need to start them, when do they need to start paying for stuff, when do they need to begin production. I don't think it's on JJ at all for a lot of that, but I think it was a lot of the uncertainty that came with the previous leadership. I didn't see Naomi. Well, like I said, I only watched the first episode, and I could not will myself to watch the episodes that preceded it. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there are people protected by two separate yet equal important groups: the heroes who save them and the attorneys that clean up after the collateral damage. But only one that can do both. This is her story. Dun dun dun! I mean, technically Daredevil falls into that group too, though, right? But doesn't it say much when you're not even able to continue it? Titans, you're still willing to give a chance. Naomi, you quit. I get what you're saying, but still, I hope you get my point too. Yeah, that's just one episode. It wasn't connected. A lot of it was because I didn't like the way it was edited or written or any of that. I've heard it gets better, but it was a show that came in where I didn't have any investment in the character. It didn't intrigue me in an interesting way. Titans at least baits me with a lot of characters I know and want them to do well, and they have not done that yet. And I keep tuning in to see if maybe it got better. So it's more Titans. I mostly tune in to see how they're handling some of my favorite characters. So I don't know. And who knows? I watched one episode, and yeah. Same with Titans. If they hadn't had Nightwing, if they hadn't had Dick Grayson or Raven or Starfire or Beast Boy or any of that, I probably would not have even started the show based on the trailer that we got. But I wanted to see what they were doing with him, and I wanted to see if maybe it just kind of didn't represent them very well. So I don't know. I can't speak for a show that I didn't watch everything on. But I didn't want to invest. If it wasn't going to grab me in the first episode, I was at a point too where I'm just, if it's not connected to the Arrowverse and it's on the CW, I'm not going to watch it because I'm tired of it at this point. Like, it's become exhausting to keeping up with all that stuff, and like the quality just keeps draining. And yeah, it's like I was looking for any excuse to just stop watching CW, to be honest, and just be done with it. And we're getting that, unfortunately, one way or the other. And I love it. And I hate that I felt like that at times. And like, it doesn't, not to put down any of the great moments that have come since, but my investment after Crisis has been, it's been hard staying positive about everything that's been going on in the Arrowverse since Crisis, and then just all the behind the scenes sabotaging that's been going on. That it's been a little bit draining emotionally. So Naomi had nothing going for it for me. It wasn't connected to anything that I was already watching. The pilot didn't grip me. So I was like, I'm just not gonna watch it. Might get better. Doesn't matter now. it got the axe of Zaslav like everything else. Is it too meta that the Stranger Things theme would be my Vecna tune? No. I don't think so, because it's a pretty baller-ass tune. Hindsight is 2020, but I am not that much hopeful about DC. Don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. Do I plan on reacting to the next Mike Flanagan show, Midnight Club? I'm planning on it, as long as everything around that's not too overwhelming. I still plan on checking that out. I miss the old characters and legends. Me too. Me too. You think Secret Invasion will connect the Marvels? Oh, yes. I definitely do think so. More than likely, at least. Should Superman get a new suit in Superman and Lois? I don't think so. I'm fine with the suit they have. I just wish they would make a better quality version of it for the next season. When is Spider-Man 4, Doctor Strange 3 coming? Spider-Man 4? No idea. Doctor Strange 3? Also, no idea. Thoughts on Daredevil's suit being yellow now in She-Hulk and in the MCU? I'm fine with it. It's not my favorite color scheme from his vast gallery of outfits, but I'm curious to see it in action rather than just these stills. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I am glad that it is the Netflix suit. He just repainted it. The DCEU and the Arrowverse are still the best. I agree. What's a movie or franchise you'd like to see a remake or reboot of? Damn. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We'll just bring it back to Buffy. I think that could be fun and interesting. There's very few things that I'm like, I would like a reboot of this, or I would like a remake of that. I'm taking that back right now. Darkwing fucking Duck. I'm gonna go back onto that podium and start screaming that again. I completely forgot about that. Darkwing Duck. Give me Darkwing Duck. Before anything else. Do you think Superman and Lois will start having special crossover type events like The Flash did with Armageddon? No. Nope. What are they going to cross over with? Everything's gone. And it's going to be way more difficult with these shows not being in active production anymore for them to do anything. It's possible. I won't say never, but I also think it's probably unlikely that we'll be getting very many more seasons of Superman and Lois after season 3. But we'll have to wait and see. How can they top Secret Wars? Will it be a reboot, same characters as before, continue with Phase 7? Who knows? They can recast, they can reshape the world as they see fit. Secret Wars is a massive reboot in a way that they can kind of set the stage to do whatever they want. How are they going to top it? No idea. No idea. I think Disney should just shell out the $4 to $5 billion to acquire Spider-Man and all of its adjacent characters, and they could also buy up the Hulk characters' rights for 1 to 2. I really think they should, to be honest, but I don't know why they're not entertaining that at all right now. How's it going, Becca? I was so late to watching Midnight Mass and was thrilled to see you reacted to it. And what a reaction! What do you think was the best series, Hill House, Bly, or Midnight Mass? Personally, with my tastes, I still prefer Hill House. I was way more invested in those characters. It gripped me way more emotionally than any of the other shows, than Bly or Midnight or, of the sort. But Midnight Mass had a lot of, philosophical conversations that could be had around it, whether it be life, death, faith, or the different ways you could dive into that whole conversation. No matter what side of the spectrum you were on, it really fed every aspect of it. It didn't really shine a negative light on any one way or the other. I thought it was a great way to kind of dive in to have a very balanced conversation about all of that. But for something that resonated with me so much more strongly was Hill House, honestly. and I just really enjoyed it a lot. But if I had to rank them, I would be Hill House, Midnight Mass, Bly Manor right now. Multitude of WB of executives are recommending Greg Berlanti for the head of DC live action. Is effing fantastic, though Zaslav doesn't want him, as reports suggest that he wants Discovery exec to run DC. I haven't heard that. But I've also heard that Greg is not pursuing it and has not really mentioned it. But yes, that his name has come up quite frequently, and he's got the most experience. They're basically upgrading him to a position that he had on the TV side of things, except this time he would get free reign to do the shit that he wants to do. And it wouldn't be as restricting for him because he'd be the ones making those shots. But from what I also read, because he is not fully under the Warner Brothers blanket because he has his own production studio, it would be a pay cut for him to actually be under WB. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see and keep an eye on it. Finished all 5 seasons of Better Call Saul on Netflix, and I know there is a season 6, but it's not on Netflix. Where can I find it? AMC Plus, except right now I think they only keep the most recent 5 episodes, so we're on episode 12 now, so you wouldn't actually be able to start it. So I don't know. At this point you're just gonna have to wait until it's on Netflix. Because I think you can rent the episodes on AMC Plus right now, but I don't think you can just watch them for free anymore. I'm really excited for Blue Beetle. It better be a good movie. That's one of the few DC projects that are announced right now that I'm really excited for, and I'm really afraid of it getting the axe of Zaslav. I've been a Blue Beetle fan since 2012, and when I heard Sholo, nothing made me so happy. Dude, yeah. When we got the announcement that Sholo is going to be playing the character, man, dude, that hyped me up so much. Poppy, love you. Oh my god, a pussycat. Yes. I don't know where she went. I wasn't giving her attention, so she ran away. Omni, have the best weekend. Happy mommy. Happy mommy She-Hulk week. Yes. Oh, yes. Our big green mommy is coming to play. I can't wait, man. I really can't wait. Berlanti is the DCEU head. I would prefer Johns or Joshua Williams. Yeah. I would prefer, if I had my pick out of people already working there, it would definitely be Greg. I'd prefer Johns nowhere near a lot of this stuff, personally. Lightyear Socks Disney Plus spinoff? Maybe. Greg Berlanti would be perfect for running the DC studios. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I really don't see why not. It's fixed. I have my drink now. What are you drinking? Thoughts on Multiverses? They're doing a Avengers Academy Disney Plus show, unless that's a video game. But my money is on Disney Plus. Avengers Academy. I thought that was a Disney park thing. I thought the Avengers Academy was a thing at the Disney parks, and not an actual project. But Multiverses, I adore it. It is so much fun. It has, for being in like early access and this thing that like you would think was just slapped together. I've played from the very first closed beta, from the first anybody outside of Warner Brothers got to get their hands on it, and it has been buttery smooth all the way through the process. I think the microtransaction aspects of it need to be ironed out a little bit better. We're still in the pre-game for all of that because it's not in official release status yet. That's been delayed. I think they're still trying to figure that out. But so far, it's a lot of fun. I've already maxed out my season pass. I've got a maxed out Superman, a maxed out Shaggy, quite a few levels on a bunch of different characters. So it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait for them to add more characters and add more skins and add more stuff to it because I've really been enjoying it. Titans just needs to be better, and unfortunately, if it doesn't get better, it's probably not going to last much longer with Zaslav around. I'm a fan of Titans, and I admit all the problems with it and how much better it should have been And I hope in season 4, like you said, season 3 was better. Hope it's an upward curve. I agree. For DC, I just only want things to improve. I don't want any of these shows to get canceled most of the time. And even though how much I hated Titan season 1, I still wanted it to get better. I wanted it to get to a place where I could say, all right, now I like you. And season 3 was a place where I was like, all right, you're okay now. You have crossed the line to where I no longer hate watching this. But I just wanted to keep going because it still has a lot of annoying flaws for me. Berlanti should be a consultant, not the main Feige. I don't see why not. Why even have him consult if he's not going to be in charge of it either? Your person who is leading the stuff needs to know the stuff. And Greg knows the stuff. Feige knows the stuff. So yeah. So they need somebody that knows all that junk. What's my favorite episode so far? The Sandman and Stranger Things. Stranger Things, that's going to be a really fucking hard question. I don't know if I can answer that. For Sandman, my favorite episode is 6, which I think is unanimously most people's favorite episode. It's the death episode. That's easily my favorite episode of the entire season. But Stranger Things, I don't know. I don't know that I can pick one. That's a really tough one, man. I don't think I don't have an answer right now off the top of my head. I'm sorry. More like Teen Tyrants. Good one. Oh no, Zaslav is approaching. Sound the alarms. I want to know Zaslav's opinions on The Flash Season 7. He probably doesn't even know what it looks like. I'm sure his opinions are just what he knows of the reputation, and that's probably it. Which is probably one of the reasons all of this is happening on the Arrowverse side of things, because the public perception of the Arrowverse is that it's trash. So I don't imagine him to be deep invested in actually watching all of these things, but he's all about fixing the perception of the brand. And if that hurts the perception of the brand, whether it's the reality of the brand or not, the perception is all that matters when it comes to business and all that stuff. So I can't imagine he knows more than that. But we'll see. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Who knows? He could have watched The Flash for all I know. Greg Berlanti, in my opinion, is the only option to run DC Studios. I mean, right now, honestly, yeah. Until they find somebody a little bit better. And he's lived in the DC universe for 15 years now, give or take, maybe even more, because he worked on a lot of DC projects even before the Arrowverse was born. I hope in Secret Wars there will be a first symbiote appearance for the MCU Spider-Man, like in the comics. That would be great. That might be the whole reason that little post-credit scene in No Way Home even happened. But yeah, I hope that we see that at least by that point. The Justice League Dark stuff got axed along with JJ. No, it didn't. His Superman thing got halted. It has not been axed. Because there was a report just yesterday that was talking about all of the Justice League stuff is moving forward. The Constantine show starts filming next year. The Zatanna movies moving forward. The Justice League Dark stuff, as far as they have said, at least confirmed, is moving forward. I feel like Zaslav is letting JJ do Constantine first before jumping the gun. Yeah, no, as far as they have reported, the most recent reports, all that stuff is safe. That's part of the list of things that are safe right now. And also, all of James Gunn's projects are safe. Whatever they may be. Let's see. The Forces graphic novel was a theatrical event. Huh? I don't know what you mean there. I'm a Titans fan, but I know it's a mess. See? Level head. I like that. That's why I like you, Ragu. You're also a tasty sauce. Do you think Titans would have been better if it was part of the Arrowverse? No, I don't think that would have made it any better. the connectivity would have been nice, but honestly, I think it would have, for me, again, my opinion, I think it would have dragged the Arrowverse down a little bit. But never know. Flash drinks Monster Energy. I had one today. Drank it a little too fast. Think Christopher Nolan will ever do a comic book movie again? I'd never say never, but he's more interested in his original ideas to move forward, I think. But who knows? Maybe one day. They went ahead and filmed 2 seasons of Cobra Kai back to back. That way they could make a whole season ahead of when Sholo went to film Blue Beetle. And that was a smart way to do it. I'm glad that they did that, though. My fan casting for Doctor Doom? Michael Fassbender, honestly, I think would be a great casting. And that's kind of always who I kind of leaned into when I think about Doctor Doom, but never know. Or a ship approaching, either sea or space, and it's called Zaslev. The Zaslev is incoming. Thanks for the information. I was curious about the cameras and mics, but I never thought about lighting. Lighting is very important. Hell, you could just have a webcam, and just good lighting will make it look great. Like you can make just like a $90 webcam, which was what I was using originally. I didn't have the best lighting starting out, so don't use that as an example. But good lighting and managing your settings on the webcam, you can make it look fantastic. And there's plugins and stuff in OBS that help with that a lot now. That you can even add like the whole like depth of field thing, like the shallow depth of field with like the blur in the background, stuff like that, to give it a little more of a cinematic edge and stuff. So like there's ways to make like a budget camera look really good. So don't feel like you have to spend $1 bajillion or anything like that to have a decent setup. Just always invest in yourself. If anything starts coming back in, anything like the stuff from anything that comes from the channel, I pretty much just feed right back into the channel. Like if you go back and just watch my old videos, man, I got a pretty janky setup. Not gonna lie, but I made it work. If Snyderverse is restored, does Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 make $1 billion? Box office prediction? $1 billion? Maybe. But I really don't think we're getting a restored Snyderverse at all. But if it were, would it crack $1 billion? Maybe. I think it has a decent chance to do so. I can't even get 100 subs. Just keep it up, man. It's rough. Social media is your friend with promoting your channels and stuff like that, man. So get out there, show it off, make clips of your stuff, shorten it up, get people tasted in, and lure them in. With your like short films, man, put a little clip, a little segment of it up on TikTok and draw people to your channel. Titans and Doom Patrol futures depend on season 4 performance, WB said. I'm under the impression, at least based on the episode titles of season 4 of Doom Patrol, that they were already planning on ending it. Anyway. But who knows? Who knows? Titans season 4, I mean, both are already in production as far as I know, so we'll see. If they do bring things to an end, I just hope they give them a final season send off. What do you think of Barnes coming back in Cobra Kai? I've been wondering if we were going to get that this season or not, or if we were going to hold off on it, and we got him. I'm excited, and I am really excited to see how he's changed, or if he's changed in all these years, because the show's been really great about giving these characters some layers, and I'm really curious about him specifically. I want to know how he feels about the mishandling of his relationship with Silver, and I really want to see Daniel and his feelings and his reaction to being face to face with him again, because we know he still thinks about all of that, so I'm curious about it. Peacemaker, Sandman, Doom Patrol, great, agree. What's up, Tharuka? Hot take: when CW was sold to Nexstar, WB should move Superman and Lois and the Winchesters to HBO Max, and CBS would move Walker and Walker Independence to Paramount Plus. Well, WB doesn't wholly own Superman and Lois and the Winchesters, so they would have to buy that out, the licenses for all of that. But yeah, I do think that they need to pry their DC content away from the CW, from Nexstar once that goes away, and just keep it all in-house. Is Peacemaker 2 coming next year? More than likely not. I think James Gunn had said that it's probably still like 2 years away or something like that. Hope you're doing well, Omni. Thank you, Tharuga. Hope you're doing great and having a solid weekend. Harry Potter or The Lord of the Rings? If you had asked me like 10 years ago, I would have said Harry Potter. But these days, Lord of the Rings. I've watched the extended movies probably like on the whole trilogy, probably like 6-7 times just in the last year. I don't know, man. Lord of the Rings is one of those things. The older I get, the more and more appreciation I have for it. I really wish you the best hopes for the 100k subs. Thank you, Unimum. Umimum? Uminium. Uminimum? Uminum. Uminum. I don't know why that's so hard to me. I keep putting way more syllables than there actually are. But I appreciate that. Thank you. We're really enjoying your reactions to Sandman as well. I am torn on which is my favorite episode. 3, 4, or 6. It's such a good show with great ideas behind it. I agree. I really love 4. 4 is such a good episode. 3 is also really good. There are a lot of great episodes, but I think there's just like this soft, brilliant, calm, warm moments in 6 that really counteracts so much of the gloom and doom of some of the episodes, especially that bookended that episode, that sandwiched that episode, that it's just such a feel-good episode, even though there's some pretty terrible things happening in it. Should I watch Pennyworth, Origins of Batman's Butler? I don't know. I haven't watched it at all. I've heard good things about it, though, so I don't know. Is Tamalin Tomita in Season 5? I have no idea who that is. Season 5 of what? Tamalin. Oh, duh. Cobra Kai. Tamalin Tomita. Why am I blanking right now? Oh, duh. I never really knew her name. Maybe. Possibly. But it feels like we're not going to be in Okinawa. So it'd be a little odd, but I mean, maybe as a cameo, a little small thing, maybe on a Zoom or a FaceTime. But if we go to Okinawa, I have to imagine she probably will be, but I don't think she's been announced. I have not seen Pennyworth. Me either. Is there any MCU moves or movies that you think would have worked better as a series, or a series that would have worked better as a movie? I think I think both Moon Knight and Ms. Marvel would have worked better as a movie. And probably the same for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But as far as movies that might have worked better as a series, The Eternals. The Eternals is almost unanimously, most criticisms were just that, there's a lot to cover in this, and it would have been great to expand on that over a series of episodes. Just to explain, I think Return of the Jedi has a lot of potential, and it throws away, and there's a lot of inconsistencies about out of character moments, and yes, I watched it 20 times anyway. I mean, I don't know about that, but that's definitely a deeper conversation we could get into on another time. But I don't know. I would curious to get your actual points on that to see like how you feel about it, because I never really felt that way about it. I know tonally it's definitely a 180 from the previous film, but about inconsistencies and out of character moments, I don't know. I never really picked up on any of those. Finished watching Sandman a few days ago, and now it's one of my favorite shows of this year. Me too. It's definitely in my top 10, maybe even top 5 shows that I've watched this year. Have I seen Black Summer? Any plans to react to it? I'm not aware of what that is. Never heard of it. So right now, plans? No. I need to look into what that is. Gotta love the logic of how Campia says that Berlanti destroyed DC brand more than any bad movie ever did. Yeah, nah. Again, that's perception. That is not... I don't think that's true at all. But I don't know, man. That's just another bad take from Campia, but it is what it is. I love the man. I watch his show all the time, but he says some stuff that I just cannot wrap my head around. I don't think Berlanti is to blame for any misgivings that were done. We all know where the true problems lie. It's not Berlanti. Just because his name's been on some things that kind of tanked, I don't think that makes it Berlanti's fault. Have I watched the new Green Lantern animated movie? I have not watched it yet. I hope Dream's sister is there when I die. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. We can only hope. They keep putting out outsiders in other shows. Just make them have a show. Read an article which WB said they want Leslie Grace to return as Batgirl, but where will she fit in the upcoming slate? My guess is just as Barbara Gordon. That maybe not as Batgirl yet. Because if they're going to be rebuilt, if their focus is on the Trinity and building up a foundation to move forward off of, I would have to imagine they're going to go back and we're going to follow up on Batman and make Batman our focus. And I think introducing her as a Barbara early on and then maybe slowly one day build her into a Batgirl is probably what will happen with that. But that's part of the trajectory of their plan, and whether or not that comes through is probably where I'm at on it. Started to watch Schitt's Creek today, and it's awesome so far. Have I seen it? I have not. I think I watched the first couple minutes of the first episode, and I just didn't continue it. Just wasn't in the mood. Nothing to do with the show or anything like that, but it just it was like a spur of the moment decision just to kind of see how it goes, and I just didn't continue it. If J.J. Abrams' Superman movie releases before Clark Kent's Superman, will fans be pissed, and will it flop at the box office or be a hit? How would I know? I have no idea. So I'm curious. You're a fellow FF7 fan, but what's your favorite game genre? Action RPGs, I would probably say. I play a lot of shooters, but that's more like when I'm just turning my brain off. I would never say that's my favorite genre game. So I would probably go with action RPG. Like Kingdom Hearts, FF15 is a strong contender. I don't know. I wouldn't call Devil May Cry one. Survival horror is also pretty high up there, or just survival in general, like The Last of Us, Resident Evil. Those types of games are really high up there as well. Is the Sandman the same comic character in the Spider-Man? No. No, it's a DC comic about the mythological Sandman. Like, you know, he sprinkles the sand in your eyes, you go to dream. He is the Lord of Dreams. He commands the dream realm, and he is one of many deities that govern our reality. Is what is kind of like a basic version of what the character is, but he's in the DC comic universe. You must watch Neil Gaiman's breakdown of the Sandman trailer on Vanity Fair's YouTube channel. I did. I have watched that, actually. It gives more information about why they chose the cast. I must get the comics now. Yeah, I did. I have seen that video. Yes, there are fans of Titans, but they're also fans of... I got spoiled for No Way Home. I'm surprised that you hadn't got any spoilers by this point. Shows like Sandman and Invincible make a good case for adapting source material accurately. Yes, those are great examples of how being... changing what you need to make it flow with the narrative or just update some things, but it's so... They never did it in a way that broke the authenticity of the story. If anything, like I said earlier, I think they improved on a lot of things that the comic had. Some of the shortcomings that it came with being limited to a 24 episode issue or 24 page issue of a comic. There's only so much you can show, so much you can do, and there's so much that can be lost in translation as far as character expressions, character feelings, motivations, the little nuances that come from it. They did a really great job of that both in Sandman and Invincible, for being faithful, but switching up a few things here to give it its own taste and make things a little more digestible even. Did Sandman ever cross over with the Justice League in the comics? Yes, actually. Yes. Directly so. In the comic, Martian Manhunter is in, what was it, issue 3 or 4? Constantine's in an issue. Some JLA members pop up here and there. Y'all. Hoping we get a solid continuation of the Arrowverse, like maybe an animated movie or something. Man, I love the universe, but they built on Earth Prime. So much potential for stories. I would love that. If they found a way to continue it, maybe on the animated side or in comic. I would prefer animated, to be honest. Because let's be real, like, the Earth Prime comic, I was massively disappointed in it. I really love the Sandman show. I need more of Desire. The actor was so good with the small screen time they were given. I agree. But that's all setting the stage for what is to come should we get a season 2. And I want more of Gwendolyn Christie's Lucifer, which, if season 2 happens, big things are teased there. I want James Gunn's Secret Six movie or show. Who knows? Might happen, might not. Imagine if Suicide Squad 3 is Suicide Squad versus Secret Six. That could be cool. Have I seen any of Ben 10? One of my favorite shows growing up. I watched quite a bit of the original series. I don't know that I ever finished the original Ben 10 run, though. I watched a little bit of the one where him and they were all like teenagers. They grew up or whatever. They were in high school. I watched some of that. Also never finished it. And then once they kind of did a spinoff or a reboot or whatever, I just kind of checked out. Dexter is really good. Just ignore the final season and don't say that easily about something. And I don't say that easily about something. I already know how the show ends because it was one of those things that like everybody was bitching about when it was happening. So yeah, I know how Dexter ends. But they brought it back with that little revival event series to kind of fix that, so I've heard. I haven't heard people's thoughts on that, though. When the CW is sold to Nexstar, it'll leave WB without a broadcast network. Paramount still has CBS, so do you think WB will try again with a new broadcast network, reviving the WB network, maybe? I don't know that you need a broadcast network anymore. That also keeping it pocketed on HBO Max will provide more exclusive content and I would say more incentive to subscribe to HBO Max rather than send people somewhere else. But I don't know. I'm not a business analyst, but I can't imagine they'll try that venture again. They can't use John. I think that's in reference to Constantine and the in Sandman, but I don't know what prompted that though. Let's see. Is it true that we're getting a Tomorrowverse Justice League movie next year? Is it too early? I wanted a Flash solo movie before JL, and I'm excited still if it's true. I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know. But is it too early? I don't think so. I mean, everybody's had their setup movies. We had a Green Lantern. Call it what you will. It was a Flash story. We did get a Flash Tomorrowverse film with the Justice League of America thing. Justice Society of America thing. That's what that was meant to be. That was our introduction to that Flash, even though it wasn't really a Flash movie at its core. Already set up our Wonder Woman, already set up our Barry Allen. So yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine at this point. They've already been recruiting in the past few outings. Long Halloween ended with a recruitment episode. A little post-credits tease with Green Arrow and Flash showing up at the Wayne Manor. We had Superman and Flash talking about at the end of the Flash movie about, hey, maybe we should keep each other's numbers in mind just in case something happens like this again. Batman's contingency to plan to kill the Flash. He watches Roadrunner. Is a Sandman based on Spider-Man? You asked that just a second ago. I just hadn't got to your question yet. By this point, hopefully you're still here and you heard me answer. No, it is not. Shazam! Fan casting for Doctor Doom. Was it you or somebody else already asked me this? It might have been you. I can't remember. But Michael Fassbender is probably the first person that I go to thinking about that. Matt Ryan deserves more props for his performance with what he got, and he should still get better, I feel like. I agree. I wish he would be your live-action Constantine, but I know they're going in a different direction. Hopefully, maybe they can change that, but we'll see. We will see. But he is still voicing Constantine in literally every animated production that includes Constantine. He's still the voice. So it's not that there's a lack of care or love on his part. He loves this. He still obviously enjoys playing this character, so do it. He is the Robert Downey Jr.'s of casting for DC. I don't think there's a better... I have not seen a better choice for a live-action Constantine yet. I do like what Jenna Coleman did with it on Sandman, but nobody tops Matt Ryan for me right now. Just finished watching Breaking Bad a few days ago, and it's one of the best shows I have seen. Now I need to start Better Call Saul. Let me know how that journey goes, but I definitely agree with you about Breaking Bad. So good. They haven't officially moved Shazam to 2023 yet. Wikipedia still says December 21st, 2022, just a week after Avatar 2. Is WB crazy? Yeah, it's probably not a good time slot for it, but we'll have to wait and see. I just came here to say hi, ask a few questions. See you later, Omni. And good night. Thanks for stopping in, Thruka. I really appreciate you. Always have fun seeing you come in, dropping your questions and all that. What's my thoughts on Justice League Dark? I'm all for it, man. I love Justice League Dark, man. I really do. It's just a great little mix match of characters from the supernatural side of things that are just fun to watch. I want them to set it up. And yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. The lineup is great. It's the one. I don't know. I can't remember if it's the classic one, but it's like the most notable team up. Swamp Thing, Zatanna, Deadman, Etrigan, Constantine. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, dude. Hopefully. Zaslav the Barbarian. Can I explain the J.J. Abrams deal to me like I'm 5? I don't understand it. Did they give him money to make the shows and movies? I just haven't gave him a contract and signed him up for pretty much whatever he wants to do, even though the project he made, like the original project that he was working on, got way too high of a budget for Zaslav, and it got axed, which was his primary focus for the last couple of years, was that project, because DC had him on hold. But I don't really know much more about it, though. Boyd Holbrook was great in Narcos as well. Both he and Pedro Pascal were great in that show. I really need to watch it eventually. Naomi would have been amazing if it was a big budget comic accurate. Oh, probably, definitely. Like, I would have to imagine that show, like, and that character and the scope of it, from what I understand of it, and the comic, it's based on, would have greatly benefited from a better budget. Did you hear about KFP4 announcement? Oh, yes, I did. I don't think that I've seen 3, to be honest. So I don't know. It's cool. I didn't expect that, but we'll wait and see how it goes. Recent Batman movie. Will that actor be the new Batman in Justice League going forward? Big old question mark right now. It's hard to tell. Depends on what Zaslav wants to do and how they want to build their universe forward. Matt Reeves and his intention is to keep his Batman alone and separate from all of that. But, I don't think at the end of the day that's going to be his call. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Is the John Wick TV show still happening? Yes. The Continental is still happening. I like Justice League Dark. The characters are cool. I agree. Beast Boy, Nightwing, Rachel, Starfire was what kept me watching Titans. For sure. I don't want Mr. Freeze in Batman 2. I think they should stay ultra grounded and realistic. Hush, Joker, Riddler, and maybe one or two Talons seem like the perfect villains for a sequel. I want a live action Mr. Freeze done well and seriously. Like, that storyline is so good. But yeah, I don't want a grounded, realistic, I'm a guy who just traps people in a freezer truck adaptation of him. So I would prefer they stay away from that if they're going to keep things grounded and realistic. Because if you do anything other than he needs to be cold, he's got an ice gun, I'm not going to be too happy with it. So I agree with you. I would like them to stay within that pocket. Hush, they kind of set that up and teased it. The Court of Owls, I think, is where I really want them to go. Considering the things that they covered in the first movie, I think that would be great. I get what you mean, yeah. I'm so less psyched for Superman and Lois now. The only thing I'm still hoping for and scared for most, as well as Stargirl. Agreed. The only thing I'm watching on CW is Superman and Lois, and that's always been the case. I am hopeful next season is more like the first. Yeah, the only things, I mean, Stargirl and Superman and Lois right now. I mean, The Flash's final season's coming up, and once that's done, it's just going to be Stargirl and Superman for me. At that point, idea for new Flash. Introduce new Flash actors, Multiverse Barry in the Flash movie, and after Flashpoint fixes, the new actor Barry merge with Ezra and takes over. I mean, I have to imagine something with the whole Flashpoint thing is going to change up whatever they want to do moving forward. Vecna Tune is Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. Hell yeah! Wish Firestorm was in Young Justice. That could be cool. I want an Iron Man 4. Spoilers. That's not happening. It's weird WB are sticking to their guns and releasing The Flash despite all the controversy. I mean, there's no business sense in not releasing it. How do I feel about the JLCU as a name for the shared universe? Justice League Cinematic Universe. I think it sounds awesome. It works. I don't think it rolls off the tongue like DCU or DCEU does, though. Love Darkwing Duck. Hell yeah. What's up, Jose? Hey, my guy, remember that termite episode in the first episode of season 3? Hell yeah. Definitely will never forget it. I wonder if we'll get to a point where pretty much everyone is subscribed to a streaming service. Theaters are dead, and live action content goes straight to streaming with huge budgets. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I would probably say give it 50 years, baby. That might be too long, but it's not that far around the corner. I think we'll get there. Shazam did move, but it moved a week or two, so it comes out in late December, FYI. Shazam 2. Yeah, that's what Spidey said a little bit ago too. DC Cinematic Universe, the DC's Spumach, Sony's Pictures of Universe of Marvel characters. Jesus, that is so bad. That's such a terrible name. Just for fun, who would be your Thanos or Kang for Phase 7, 8, and 9? I think maybe a huge X-Men villain, maybe Apocalypse or Jean. Phoenix or Galactus would be my route. Have I watched Vox Machina? I have. I got reactions to it. Got reactions to the entire season, man. Go check them out. I'm not sure if buying Spider-Man or Hulk is just up to them. I think Sony and Universal need to be willing themselves. I don't think either of them are. You are correct. You are not wrong about that. They can't just be like, we're buying this now. It's got to be an agreed upon purchase. You are correct about that. Like a TV show with a budget of hundreds of millions of dollars an episode. I mean, think Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power could be industry standard one day. At least in terms of budget. It's possible. It's possible. I need a Transformers cinematic universe. We kind of... I mean, we have... Well, no, we've got... Bumblebee rebooted it. I mean, we got more... We got a new Transformers movie coming not too far from now, so... Who knows? What's a show or movie you would ever like to be in? What's a show or movie you would ever like to be in? Like as an actor or live in that world? Dude, the X-Files. If I was to be in it, like play in it, X-Files. If I had to live in that world, probably something a little safer and a little more energetic. Maybe like Avatar, or I don't know. Like The Last Airbender, not James Cameron's Avatar. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's where I'd settle for that. Secret Spidey Galactus. DCEU. Galactus, I think, should be a Fantastic Four villain, not the next Thanos. His motivation isn't complex to me. I mean, Thanos' motivations in the comics were the dumbest thing ever, and they made him complex for the MCU. They could do the exact same for Galactus. Yo, BB! What's up? I'd love to see a Silver Surfer movie directed by Zack Snyder. I think that would... I don't know if that's a great pairing, to be honest. Hello, Rowan. Chilling in your box. How are you today? Galactus won't be a good Thanos villain unless they did it like the video game and Marvel superheroes. Again, exactly what I said. Guys, remember, Thanos, his entire reason for getting the Infinity Stones was because he wanted a girlfriend that wanted nothing to do with him. That's comic Thanos. Let that sink in a little bit. His plan in the comics was not this moral high ground quest for balancing the universe. It was he had a hard on and needed to get dick wet. And you know what? After everything he did, she still wanted nothing to do with him and went for Deadpool. Anyway, I also imagine the next to all of that, how Greg Berlanti feels a little tired of all the ways the WB worked to screw over his universe. That too probably plays a huge part on it. Isn't Berlanti executive Superman and Lois also? He screwed his own universe with the Sam Lane retcon. That's, again, not his call. Not his call, man. Let's hope Zaslav doesn't hate Beatles. Omni, where's my rent? Nowhere. No rent for you. Who's my favorite Spooderman? Tom. Tom's my favorite Spider-Man. I'm drinking Malibu watermelon. Don't judge me. Definitely wouldn't. I've always been more of a fruity drink guy. That's why I enjoy my wines. But then again, I've been getting into some whiskeys and some stuff like that here lately. I'm broadening my taste a little bit. Did Todd Helbing remove Superman from Arrowverse to make people like John Campea happy? No. He did it so that they didn't cancel his show. Zaslav isn't really going to give his theoretical Feige complete control. Say if Head wants a mid-budget movie, Zaslav is going to shut it down. The Head is just Zaslav mouthpiece, according to THR. Not at all. Not at all. Because that makes no sense. For what Zaslav wants to do, if that's all he's looking for, there's no point. There's no reason. That's some bullshit conjecture right there. Toby, Andrew, Tom. It's Tat. Infinity War just ended. Hell yeah. Titan Season 4 is the last season. Trigon better be manipulating everything. Dude, Trigon's dead, man. He's done. He's done. He ain't coming back. Who knows? Maybe he will, but doubt it. Watching Endgame now. Have fun, man. We're going to be entertained from this week till Thanksgiving. Next week is She-Hulk, House of the Dragons, Ring of Power, Cobra Kai, Andor, and Bad Batch. All coming in. We got a lot of shit to consume. Got a lot of shit to consume over the next couple of weeks, man. Months, even. Grogu Disney Plus miniseries like I Am Groot. That could be interesting. I want to see Titans TV show Universe Justice League for a cameo. Probably less likely to happen now. I think maybe it would have been possible before. Actually, no, it would have definitely not been possible before because previous regime will not allow Batman to appear on television. So then with Zaslav in charge, he would want it to be in a certain place for certain types of perception. So probably is just as less likely to happen now, unfortunately. Superman weakness, Kryptonite, Flash, Cold Gun, Green Lantern, Yellow, Wonder Woman, penetration. I mean, that's not even a joke. That is legitimate one of her weaknesses. You want me to be honest? Are you sure? Yeah, why not? Go for it. Her weakness is Chris Pine. Zaslav depended on season 7 of the Flashes. Show me your ratings. Don't you dare turn down that TV. I just want to see the numbers. Why would Berlanti become an employee of WB though? He's a big producer. That's what I said. Zaslav is coming. I never watched Wonder Woman 84. Should I watch it? You are just fine skipping it. I'm not all that excited about the upcoming Marvel stuff at this point, unfortunately, except Wakanda Forever. I'm excited for Daredevil and Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty. Those are the ones I'm the most excited for that they've announced. His name is literally Dr. Doom. No wonder why he's a jerk. 2023 MCU slate, except Blade, is garbage, in my opinion. Blade is PG-13, which is disappointing. Yeah, Ant-Man Quantumania out of the... is... probably the one I'm the most excited for, movie-wise, from the 2023 slate. With the success of The Sandman, maybe Netflix might adapt DC's Comics Starman into a series. Probably not likely. The only reason Netflix has The Sandman is because it's still a DC property, but it's because HBO one passed on it, so somebody has to... Netflix didn't order The Sandman. They optioned The Sandman because it was already... They had people already working on producing it. So they optioned to take it when HBO passed on it, which is dumb as fuck for HBO. But honestly, it probably worked out better because of Netflix. I think it got way more eyes on Sandman than it would have over on HBO. But because of that, they also weren't allowed to keep a lot of the DC connections that the comic had. So there was a lot of limits that brought with it. And that would be the same case with Starman. But on HBO, you got a much more higher chance for that to happen, but I highly doubt it. Doctor Strange, Doctor Doom, Doctor Who! DC moves forward with DCEU reboot. Whether in the Batman universe or a full hard reboot, who would you want to cast as Superman? You can't use Cavill. If I can't use Cavill, I'm going to go with Brandon Routh, probably. Even Tyler Hoechlin might be a good choice, but I don't know about for the big screen. But give me either of them. I think they're great. I'm sure you could find... Oh! Matt Bomer could be a great Clark Kent Superman. He's got that jaw, man. He'd have to really bulk up, though. But Matt Bomer would be a great pick, too, actually. Got Secret Invasion and Echo over Ant-Man and Guardians. Secret Invasion, I'm still iffy on. Echo is definitely below Ant-Man and Guardians in my book right now. Currently. Henry Cavill is Superman. We'll see. I don't know. Who knows? Zack Snyder's style is better suited to Watchmen. I agree. I agree with that. Variety said Batman 2 is years away. What does that mean? 2025, 2023, 26, 27? No idea. They haven't even started any production on it right now at all. As far as I've heard, I don't even think they've started writing a script for it yet. New streaming service could be called Warner Plus. It's probably going to be like Warner Discovery or Discovery Max or something like that. I don't know, man. I don't think it'll just solely be Warner or Warner Max or Warner Media or HBO. Discovery's going to want their name in there somewhere, I have to imagine. Hey fam, hope you're having a great day. You checking out Tales this weekend. Also, you excited for House of the Dragon? I am excited for House of the Dragon. At least hopeful for it. And I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to take the time to watch Tales. I don't know if I'm going to react to it, to be honest, but we'll see. I am curious about some of the episodes, though, but I'm not sure yet. Spider-Man. He just opened a tuna, spins a wheel for good luck, catches the flies just like thieves. What the hell? Is Invincible Season 2 coming next year? They haven't even started production on it yet, so no. It would be... if they brought it out next year, it would be probably terrible quality. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Have I seen Green Lantern Beware My Power yet? And I'm going to review it. I haven't watched it yet. When I do, I will probably post a review on it yet. Let's see. Let's see. That Pennyworth retitle has been inspiring a lot of jokes online. One of my favorites is Doom Patrol, Origin of Batman's one-time allies. Yeah, it really treats your audience really stupid. I kind of get it, because I'm sure a lot of people, based just on looks alone, trailers and all that, probably can't put two and two together. I know had I not known beforehand, I probably would think nothing of it. He's got radioactive blood. Oh, you're just going... Okay. Why didn't Legends do a season about the multiverse? Because they were a time travel show. Let me know how best I could let you in on those RJ points. I'm definitely open to trying to explain them. Just pop in the Discord, go into our Star Wars channel, and drop them, man. Titans did a great job on the Deathstroke story arcs. I disagree. I don't think so. I thought the Deathstroke stuff was kind of, again, hugely disappointing. Let's see. Do you agree that the X-Men would have been a better chance defending the world against Thanos better than the Avengers? No, I think it would have went about the same. Like, if you took the Avengers out of the equation and only sent the X-Men after Thanos, probably would have went roughly the same way. Except, no, you might have Xavier or Jean and maybe able to shut down Thanos' brain. But who knows what happens with the stones involved. You might be able to get around that. After Flash movie, they should retcon the Robin death. Make a Nightwing movie. I agree with that as well. What is next for Hulk after She-Hulk? Will they kill him off? Probably not. Yeah, I don't see them killing him off. But what's next for him? I have no idea. I can see Ezra Miller's recent shenanigans seriously damaging the Flash movie's appeal. There's some great points about that we talked about over on Endless Multiverse with Chainsaw Reacts last night. I was over on their stream last night. Is that your general population, because a lot of the mainstream news outlets haven't talked anything about this stuff. And only the people that are in the know and keep up with movie news and all that stuff really know what's going on with all of that. I really think that his shenanigans aren't going to hurt it in the grand scheme of things outside of the people that keep up with this stuff. Most people will have no idea what's going on, no idea who Ezra is. They'll see Michael Keaton in the trailer and be like, hey, I remember that guy. And they'll probably check it out. General audiences really don't keep up with stuff in the way that we do. So I don't think it's going to damage it that much. They'd still make money more so than scrapping it. Building bad. is a great show. Before I watched No Way Home, I only got one spoiled, and it was the big death. You know, Peter's pet turtle. I had the lawyer spoiled for me going into it when everything was floating around, and I could have swore those pictures were fake. They looked fake as fuck to me, but nope, that scene was real and it was there. Sandman falls under the DC Comics banner, not Marvel. I never said it was Marvel. I have always said it's DC. Writer of Batman Begins and The Dark Knight is one of the showrunners of Sandman. That explains why it is good. Russo was in Endgame. Yes, he was. Earth Prime comic was about Bart and Nora. They lied to us. I wouldn't say they lied to us. I don't think they really ever really told us the fuck it was actually about. I discovered your channel when you did a reaction to the sequel, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild trailer 3 years ago, and I'm still waiting for it. We are all still waiting for it, man. One of these days, that game's going to come out. Anti-Monitor versus Dream. Who wins? I'm thinking Anti-Monitor. I'm pretty sure the Endless... I don't know. I don't know where they rank. I'm pretty sure they're above the Monitors. I know they exist beyond the multiverse. Like, they aren't affected by the death of a universe. So, I'm pretty sure... Yeah, because Lyta is from Earth 2. In the comics, at least. So, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure. Excited for Spider-Man No Way Home. Even more stuff version coming out September 2nd. Yes, I am. Did you notice that Morpheus never held Death's hand? At most, he held her wrists. She only held the hands of people she was guiding. True. She did put her hands on his arm, though, when they were walking together, but it's a good observation. That is a good observation. I didn't really think about that. Sandman, great. Sandman, great. So Justice Society World War was basically our Flash and Wonder Woman movie. Yes. High 10! Or Air High 10. Has Tomorrowverse Aquaman been introduced yet? I don't think so. The delay on the questions is real. Yeah, we are... I mean, it's better than last week. I was over an hour. I was 50 minutes behind. I'm only 20 minutes behind right now, roughly. Tomorrowverse has a name for a shared... Tomorrowverse is a nice name for a shared universe. I like it, like Arrowverse. I do like it. I've only heard it here recently. I think if they ever did a John Wick 5, they need Amber Midthunder from Prey to be in that. She was so impressive, and I could see her in a great action star in the near future. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think she'd be a great fit to be in a John Wick film. I mean, hell, we had Halle Berry in there, and she put in some work to do to rise to the occasion in that. Impressive stuff she pulled off. And I'd love to see Amber Midthunder in more stuff. She was great. Behind the scenes in the Blu-ray, I think, showed Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man vs. Goblin on set with blue and green screen. Hope they end up finishing the effects for a scene and add it to this one. That would be cool. What are you more excited for, MCU's Defenders or J.J. Abrams' Justice League Dark? I am much more excited for, because I know kind of what I'm expecting right now already, is the MCU's Defenders, because I already love them, and I don't know J.J. Abrams' Justice League Dark yet, so I hope it's good. I want it to be good, but we'll have to wait and see. Right now, Defenders already have good faith with me. What if Daredevil lost his hearing instead? He just has supervision and smell. I don't know. I think the DC movie fight scenes have better choreography / are filmed better than MCU ones, like Aquaman, Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Birds of Prey, Batman, Warehouse Fight. The Batmans are all pretty well done, whereas Marvel only really kills it with Cap and Shang-Chi. Oh yeah, you're one. I agree with you right there. I do. I agree with you on that front for sure. Do you think Zaslav is in his office with a giant wheel of cancellations that he throws his axe at to see when he gets the axe? Oh, that'd be fucking hilarious. There's so many, dude, and like Chainsaw Reacts, man, he put together a bunch of great little photoshops with Zaslav and an axe and some memes he made that were great. Go check out that video. It should be up on his channel right now of us all kind of talking some WB news. Imagine you're watching Black Adam post-credit scene in theaters and Superman cameos, and it's a new actor. How shocked would you be? I honestly wouldn't be that surprised, to be honest, at this point. I would be so shocked if it's a new actor playing Superman. People in the internet would be throwing tomatoes at Black Adam. I mean, people would have to conjure the tomatoes. I don't think people regularly just go into the theater equipped with tomatoes. If they do some Batman villain with superpowers, then they need to do it slowly, not in Batman 2. I agree with that. Somehow my top Vecna song is Megazord. Go for it. Hell yeah. Just finished all of Stranger Things. Season 4 finale was the most emotionally exhausting thing I've ever seen. Yeah, man, it's pretty fucking rough, dude. I agree with you on that one. I think it's better because it's paying off so much, but if we're talking emotionally exhausting, watching Hill House, I took months away from covering Bly Manor because I didn't want to go through that again so soon after. But Stranger Things was quite exhausting emotionally, I will say. Good night, everyone. Take it easy, Audit. If Shazam 2 flops, I think Black Adam 2 will basically be Shazam 3. Probably. But also, that depends on if they both succeed. Which I'm sure they will. I haven't listened to it, but there's an Audible series for Sandman with James McAvoy as Morpheus and Kat Dennings as Death, and Gaiman narrates it. Yes, there's a lot. It's a huge star-studded cast. I used some of my Audible credits the other day to add it to my library, so I'm really looking forward to checking it out. There's some crazy people they got for that. I think they said they had like a limitless budget to cast whoever they wanted for the Audible narration for it. So it's pretty stacked, man. And Merv the Pumpkinhead is Kevin Smith in that one, which is kind of fun. Listening to you is a chill time, seem like a friendly person. I try my best. The X-Files. That's actually, well, X-Files, you know, P-H-I-L-S is the actual name of the fandom. The X-Files. I am an X-File. Let's see. I looked it up. Yeah, they officially announced at Comic-Con we are getting a Tomorrowverse Legion of Superheroes and Justice League World War movies next year. The thing I noticed was one of those had a DC logo and one of them had a DC animation logo. They had two different logos attached to them, which drew confusion for me. See, because the Legion of Superheroes is a DC Universe movie. Justice League World War is a DC Universe movie. But then there's Batman the Doom That Came to Gotham, which is a DC animated movie. So are we just calling the animated side of things a DC Universe movie? It's such a confusing labeling for all of these things. So, I don't know, man. I don't know why they did it like that. What do I use to edit videos? Adobe Premiere. Maybe they make Galactus an Eternal. He is a god disappointed with the universe and wants to eat it all. That would be cool. Oh, by the way, I sent Snake this week to steal your shirt. I'm going to keep an eye out for all the... I'm going to keep a close eye on all the cardboard boxes just laid in my living room right now. Thanos killed so many people for a girl. What a simp. Still never got laid. So sad. What's wrong with John Campea? I got nothing personally wrong with it, but a lot of people got some problems with it. Any further thoughts on the Umbrella Academy so far? I mean, outside of where I'm at with... I haven't watched beyond episode 4 yet of the first season. I just really enjoy it, man. I like it so far. I don't want to like get too prominent on it, but I like the direction everything's heading. I like the characters. I like the world they've crafted out. And I still think it's so funny that it's again inspired by Doom Patrol. I like it. I don't blame Helbing for Superman and Lois. However, I do blame him for having to put out several conflicting, contradicting interviews about the reason to cover WB's ass. I get it, but I still hate it. Again, I don't think that's his fault. That's NDAs. That's directives. That is, he's trying to preserve the jobs that they have. Like him, his cast, his crew. That's the nature of the beast, man. They had I mean, hell, man, they had Ben Affleck being like, I am forever your Batman. I am Batman in my bones. And then like a week later, they go public with him just not being in any projects after that. Like they make these people lie, man, because they have to. They're contracted to do these things. It sucks though. It sucks for us as the fans though, and it sucks for them to have to lie to their fans. So I understand and empathize with it. Trigon got a daughter who hates him. Yup. It's a great time to be a nerd. That is very true though. They did Trigon and Titans. They did. Season 1. And Season 2, technically. Thoughts on Rick and Morty if I haven't seen it now? I mean, I've only seen the first 2 seasons. I haven't watched anything beyond the first 2 seasons. I would love if Eric Wallace became showrunner of Superman and Lois. I'm not a fan of Helbing, one villain per season. I want to see Mongol, Metallo, and Lex graphic novels. Yeah, I want Eric Wallace well away from Superman and Lois. I'm on the other side of that. Where Zaslav might change the bat symbol for a dollar symbol. It's perfect time to react to it because season 6 drops September 6th and the episodes are only 22 minutes long. What are we talking about? What were we talking about? What's season 6? Oh, I think that was about Rick and Morty. Yeah, that was Rick and Morty. How do you see the Arrowverse ending? I have no idea. I mean, you heard my thoughts yesterday on Chainsaw's stream. Past that, and I've said it 100 times up to this point, and my answer's not changed. It's just got to close out. I just want Oliver to be there, and I want Barry to become the lightning bolt that chose him in the end. In some way. That's the 2 things I'd like to see. Arrowverse, I don't think it would end. It will live off screen. And I think that's the more realistic answer, is it's probably going to be like that. It'd be cool if they end the Arrowverse jail dark apocalypse style. Ooh, no. I would hate that. I would hate that. Tell me, how would you react if you go to the doctor and you get told Dr. Zaslav will be with you shortly, and he grabs his tools and he reaches out and pulls a giant fucking axe? Is Blade actually PG-13 or are we just assuming? Kevin Feige said it's PG-13. So he said it's going to be PG-13. That could change, but so far the last thing he said was that the plan is for Blade to be PG-13. So I don't know. Wait, doesn't Disney own the TV rights to Batman? DC sold the Batman TV rights to ABC back when they made 66 Batman movie and TV show, and Disney bought ABC in the late 90s. So, yes, you are correct, actually. I usually bring that up when it comes up, but I forgot this time. That is, last I've heard, yes, that is still the case. DC, the Batman TV rights are still with, are actually with Disney last time I checked. Cool gaming chair. Mine's a Spider-Man gaming chair. Hell yeah. Henry Cavill is Super Witcher. Pretty sure WB had to license the Batman TV rights from Disney to make Gotham and Pennyworth. But they still couldn't show Batman. That was one of the reasons they couldn't say Batman and they couldn't show Batman, which makes me wonder if that's changed at all, because while we never actually straightforward see Batman in Titans, they do use the word Batman. So I don't know. Same with Arrowverse. So I don't know what they had to do to make that happen. Bye. Love the stream and discussion. Take care. Take it easy, Spidey. What's up, Daniel? So it looks like Ezra is in trouble yet again. And now they are in trouble. John Campea and Robert Meyer Burnett both agreed that Ezra will never be the Flash again after this. Oh, no. Yeah, there's no way Ezra's going to continue to be the Flash after this unless there's some magical, exonerating explanation behind this all that the media has just completely missed. I just finished the Peacemaker dance. Hell yeah! It'll be called Discovery Max+++. But they'll turn the plus around too much. Warner Max, they already have the logo. I Googled it just a second ago, and I don't see that anywhere. I don't see any confirmation of a name for what it's going to be. I've seen a lot of speculations. I've seen a lot of fake logos for whatever the streaming is, but there's no article naming what the what it's going to be called yet. But the plan is to merge it by 2025, supposedly. Yeah, I don't. There's no official confirmation of any name for this thing. I'm the best there is at what I do, and what I do is react to stuff and review and make Marvel TED Talks. So now there are more reshoots with Ben Affleck right now on The Flash, and I hope they won't reshoot the ending where Barry Allen goes back to the DCEU and talks to Keaton. The reshoots may be Ben Affleck. They're adding Ben Affleck into more DC films as of late, which is an interesting turnaround, and getting rid of a lot of the Keaton stuff. So I have no idea what is happening with The Flash. I have to imagine they're probably getting rid of Keaton. Not from the Flash movie as a whole, but as whatever set up for keeping Keaton around. But we'll see. I'll probably go drop in Discord in a bit and otherwise tomorrow. Just hope I won't get blasted for my opinion. No, man, you'll be fine. If anybody hounds you about it, I'll beat them up. The reshoots maybe Ben Affleck in the end of the movie instead of Michael Keaton. More than likely. Yup. Congrats to Joseph Quinn for getting a Saturn Award nomination for Best Supporting Character on a Streaming Show. The Saturn Awards honors films and TV shows in fantasy, sci-fi, horror, and action adventure. Well, congrats for sure, man. He definitely deserves it. Oh, never mind. They own the distribution rights to the 66 Batman movie and TV show. They don't own the TV rights. Well, that's just as bad, because then they can't distribute stuff with Batman in it, for that matter. I would imagine. I don't know. I don't know how that shit works. Have I checked out Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix? I have not. I've seen some clips from it from Corridor Crew breaking down the animation and stuff, but I haven't really seen anything. Yo! I'm high as fuck where I'm in What's Your Channel Do? What? High as fuck where what's your channel do? Well, happy being high, Mock Media. I don't know how to answer that question or address that. On the plus side, I don't think the Flash movie will be canceled because, as I've said, that the Flash is not canceled. He likes the movie, and they will not be. They would not be doing reshoots otherwise. Oh yeah, they're going to release it. It wouldn't make any sense to not release it at this point. Those power coins, though, behind you. Yes. Got my morphers, and I got the whole set of the original power coins. Do you think they would ever bring a active Franklin Richards to the MCU, or would his omnipotence just nullify the impact of any potential threat? That's got to be a way down the line thing. I do think the MCU is way too early in its gestation still to have Franklin Richards pop up, especially considering we still haven't got the Fantastic Four yet. But yeah, he's a little too OP to introduce right now. I would say. I'm upset that Walter Hamada was replaced with Zaslav. Walter Hamada wasn't replaced with Zaslav. Walter Hamada is under Zaslav right now. Jason Kilar, no, even him, he's still, that's not an altercation. That is an equivalency. Walter Hamada is still at DC. Or he's still at Warner Brothers. Zaslav is at Discovery. He is above Walter Hamada. Walter Hamada's still there. Walter Hamada wanted to do multiverse heavy going forward and was working on a Crisis of Infinite Earths movie, supposedly. Now that is gone. And I'm glad. They didn't have the foundation to do a Crisis on Infinite Earths movie. And the foundation they were building off of was extremely weak, in my opinion. I only really see a non-spoiler movie discussion threat Discord or Star Wars, by the way. Am I looking over something, or is that the one you mentioned? Only see a non-spoiler movie discussion threat. Hold on. So I think for Star Wars as a whole, like for the movies, that is well outside of spoiler territory. So like when I say it's non-spoiler movie discussion, that is for a movie maybe that isn't out yet or just came out. So like anything that is Star Wars that has been released at this point for more than a week or two is fair game to talk about in the Star Wars channel under non-spoiler movie discussion. I would say. I mean, that's what we do in DC and Star Wars and Marvel anyway. I only have those separate if it's recent. So people can talk about the movie and stuff for maybe like a week or two in the separate channels without spoiling anybody that has not had a chance to see it. It's been years since the last Star Wars movie, and it's been decades since Return of the Jedi came out. You can talk about Return of the Jedi in there and you'll be fine. Yesterday somebody called me and thought I was a pizza place. That's interesting. Zaslav whipped all that away, and now he wants to focus on a shared single universe. He does not like the multiverse. What the hell's wrong with the guy? I agree with that decision. They need to focus. The multiverse doesn't mean shit if you've got no foundation. It is just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks together and that people follow it. You need a foundation, you need a steel through line and then maybe eventually branch out from there. I don't think just jumping in, I don't think having a fractured, barely connected thing and then just deciding to spin off and bring back and reference all kinds of stuff that's not connected and then have it all collide together. I don't think that's the best approach. So I think focusing on a shared single universe is the better way forward. It's the more stable way forward right now. And I think that's where DC fucked up over the last decade or so, is failing to focus on the universe they had. MODOK would look weird in the MCU. The concept art that they've showed for him is very different, but I'm curious to see how that goes. What's up, Zaza? Loving your Sandman reactions. Thanks. I'm glad a lot of people have been very receptive to it. So many welcoming comments and stuff like that. Some people trying to spoil some stuff here and there, but for the most part, it's been a lot of fun, and they've been doing pretty good, actually. I wasn't sure how this was going to pan out, but I had a lot of fun watching the show. It's made me a Sandman fan, and it was a blast, man. The finale will be out tomorrow afternoon, so keep an eye out for it. Now that Walter Hamada is gone. He is not gone, Daniel. He's still there. Read the correct news articles. You always read these spam, lying, fake news channels for your information, or you hear it from somebody who has no idea what they're talking about. I didn't see Shay in here. Interesting. Bro, would you rather have a toothpick in your toe, smash it against a wall, or have a million paper cuts and swim in a pool of lemon juice? Both of those are pretty fucked up. But probably the probably the paper cut. Let's go with the toothpick. Daniel, you're an odd cookie, man. And I see your more recent comment too. He was never the head honcho. He was never in charge. He still reported to people above him. Just so you know. Again. Everyone take that challenge. From now on, take tomatoes to the cinema. Why do people always throw popcorn when I'm at a theater? Dude, free popcorn. Hell yeah, man. Throw that popcorn my way. You consider Orm in the animated Throne of Atlantis movie a full villain? Yeah. Yeah, more so than he is in the movies. Got my Hellfire Club t-shirt, and the next is getting a Hellfire Club hoodie and another t-shirt. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I'm skipping some of your comments, Daniel, because you're being weird. I think my ideal Superman reboot would be set in the Matt Reeves Batman universe. It would be directed by Taylor Sheridan, creator of Yellowstone, and have Superman played by an out-of-the-box actor. I'm curious who do you consider to be out of the box? Like how nobody expected Robert Pattinson as Batman. Oh, okay. So, okay, I get what you mean now by out of the box. Dude, I backed Robert Pattinson from the moment he was mentioned. Always go to the movie theater equipped with tomatoes, just in case. Omn1. We all know that Batwheels is going to be the new DC universe. he does Americana so well. You need a slice of Americana in Superman movies. I wholly agree on that. Damn, should have taken the time to teach Snake to start using something other than a cardboard box. Snake! Just curious, because I'm on the verge of comic book films. Had there ever been a Marvel DC crossover? There were a series of comic books where they crossed over. I don't think they ever, in animation or film or anything, ever touched on it, but there was a comic book run called Amalgamation where DC and Marvel crossed over, and we had the Justice League fighting the Avengers and stuff like that. That happened when comics were more in charge and it was less the corporations behind it, and Marvel and DC had this friendly back and forth relationship with one another, like, because a lot of their lead artists, writers, and all that stuff regularly just had lunch together and hung out and stuff like that, and they traded a lot of the same writers and artists themselves. So it was a lot of people that worked for both sides. That's a lot more different now. I don't know that you could see something like that happen these days. Sorry, I'm late. Gonna have to go though at a relative's. Well, thanks for stopping in though, Sixy, for taking the time. But go hang out with your relatives. Have fun. Have a good weekend. But I do appreciate you stopping in, man. Just like imagine Smallville Kent Farm scenes and a Taylor Sheridan directed movie. I could see it. I could see that. That would work. I love how the endless are anthropomorphic representations of ideas, but also their opposites. Dreams define reality. Death is also filled with life, etc. Yes, it is so rich. And I love that dreams isn't just the act of dreaming. It's down to people's hopes, people's wants, people's visions for themselves, their aspirations, art. I like how it's a lot of that stuff that gets encapsulated into that as well. What's up, Christian? Late to the stream, and this has been it's been discussed, but Doom Patrol better not get canceled. Cancel Titans, use the budget from that for Doom Patrol and save the money. So far, both of them are safe. They haven't been canceled yet, but they are definitely being eyeballed. And I definitely, if I had to pick or choose between the two, you all know I would save Doom Patrol long before I ever lift a finger to save Titans. I still think Helbing could have stuck to one or even max 2 different explanations. We basically got 4 or 5 though, is what I mean. It's probably because he's not exactly sure what to go, or he can't remember what he said the last time to keep his story straight. That's my theory, at least. So then now this Zaslav canceled Leslie Grace Batgirl, a Tina movie, and such a guy. See, again, you're here with these weird kind of micro aggression movies. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, since it's been out a while, did Thor and Valkyrie always know there's a wish-granting entity out there? Seems like they did. A lot of effort collecting all those stones to undo the snap. Just wish it. I didn't even think about that. That is a great point, Ragu. Goddamn. Son of a bitch, man. Also, who would we get to play Superman, my hypothetical reboot? He should be played by an actor from the American Midwest, ideally an actor from Kansas or a region-specific accent. I don't know. I don't know who that would be, to be honest. I don't really pay attention to where a lot of actors are from. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Go through it. Elon Musk is becoming Batman IRL. I don't know about that. What's a chainsaw stream? Chainsaw Reacts is another YouTuber, and he had a stream in which I was on for his podcast. Marvel's Batman coming soon. Who knows? In Marvel Zombies, what happened to vampires? Would they remain vampires, or did they get turned into different kind of zombie? Now you're positing the really deep questions. How fantastic would we see the Justice League 2 Leaguers, including Martian Manhunter and Shazam, fighting waves of parademons, leading up to a dueling Darkseid, mostly Superman versus Darkseid? That would be pretty badass, not gonna lie. What if Hawk and Dove joined the Young Justice? What's your... I mean, they were in the Teen Titans, so why not? What's your favorite Spider-Man live-action suit? Andrews from Amazing Spider-Man 2, I think. I wasn't saying a done deal of being Warner Max. I was just saying they have a logo in the archives of Warner Max back when they made a sub-brand of HBO Max for a streaming service. Oh, okay. But that would have been before the Discovery merger, though, then, right? In case you remember from last week, by the way, my eye is doing a little bit better, but the vision is still pretty stretched with some moments where it gets a lot better. Those are shorter so far, though. Just want to give a quick update. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad it's doing better, man. I'm glad you're doing a little bit better with that, and that the downbeats aren't lasting as long as they were before. So any improvement is great. Minus Civil War's Spidey suit. That's a good suit, too. You know what? You want to know something interesting? Well, you can't change the past. The past is time locked. That is false as fuck in the DC universe. So in the Flash from Nightmare timeline, he creates the Snyder timeline. However, he cannot change it. The Nightmare timeline cannot change. The Nightmare timeline is time locked. No, it's that. Well, that is not how time travel works in the DC continuity. All time can 1000% be changed on a whim. Otherwise, you wouldn't. Otherwise, Flashpoint doesn't exist. You can't do Flashpoint if you can't change the timeline. That is, I mean, that's wholly false. Love you, bro. Keep grinding and making great content. Thank you, Juan. I really do appreciate that, man. Really do. Really do. No, Snake, get those rights. We need Marvel's Batman. Sure, first though. He will return in the future to realize the horrible truth he cannot change his fate or his world. Incorrect. Guess how far I am into in-game. I don't remember when your last comment was about it, so I'd say maybe like halfway, maybe, by now. That is indeed super high. Omni, it's Schroeder, not Linus. I put that in... I mean, I know what you're referring to, and I know what video you're referring to. I put Schroeder in the video, so check it. All right, Dr. Zaslav, ready for you now. He'll have this X problem right away. Oh, God, no! Stay away! Dr. Zaslav, no! Can the MCU please take a nap right now? I wouldn't mind that at all, actually. Yeah, I'll stop trying to make the Zaslav jokes now. No promises, though. What is the Power Rangers show at the finale where all the Power Rangers past, present were there for the final fight on Alien Planet where it was Mighty Morphin Zero Turbo Space Lost? I think that was Super Mega Force. I think that was the finale of Super Mega Force. Alright, just want to make sure before we go into it. I'll go into detail, though, so I hope you don't mind reading. But judging from you going through all the comments, I'm guessing no. I will do my best. Am I excited for She-Hulk? Yes, I am. What made me start a YouTube channel? I wanted to for a long time because I was always inspired for a lot of the early YouTubers that commented on movies and stuff like that. But the move made mostly because I really have a passion for all these things that we talk about, and I like nerding out, and I like talking about stuff. And the older you get, the less you get to talk to your friends every now and then. So this is my outlet to talk about the stuff I want to talk about. So that was pretty much the motivation to actually kick my ass into gear to start the channel when I did 4 years ago, was that I had so much shit I wanted to talk about. There was so much nerd stuff going on. I didn't really have a way to ventilate it. So this was my way to vent that out to the world. Now there's a reason the MCU went through an entire saga before you even get anywhere near the multiverse. You know, DCEU needs a hard reboot. It's the only possible way to move forward, in my opinion. Whether it builds from Matt Reeves' Batman or a full reboot for everything, we need it as soon as possible. That's why I think the Flash movie is so integral to their plan. They are going to do what the Flash does, and that's hit the reset button. So the Flash's the biggest power is we need a reboot of the universe, call the Flash. WB saw how successful more and more the MCU was getting, and then they were like, we do too. We do quicker, though. That's actually kind of what happened. And we're going to watch all of the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit movies in time for the Rings of Power. Oh, dude, I've already seen all of those. And I know you're just tuning in at this point, but I mentioned earlier in the stream, I've watched like the extended editions of Lord of the Rings like 7 times in the past year. So yeah, for sure. That homework is already done. That was done years ago, actually. After Last Jedi came out, they basically stopped making Star Wars movies for me. Correction. Oh my god. That correction came out after I corrected you. What's in the box? Thoughts on the trademark leaks for an upcoming DC movie that was supposedly trademarked a few months ago for the merger? Aquaman Atlantis Rises. Feels like a Wakanda Forever ripoff. Not particularly, because Atlantis, like, warring against the surface world is a constant storyline that they like to do. So it definitely doesn't come off that way for me. What do you think they're doing with Michael Keaton's Batman now? Probably just having him in the movie as a fun, cool cameo for the ride, and then that's it. I hope they want to kill him off in the Flash movie. That's it. Enough said. We'll see. I doubt they'd kill him off, but he'll probably go back to his universe and stay separate from Ezra's timeline. Do you think that some people over at Marvel look at DC in pain and pity, even with a rivalry, thinking the universe and those characters deserve better? Oh, I definitely think so, because there's plenty of people that work in Marvel that are huge fans of those characters, and just watching it struggle, man, they've gotta. Thought about making a Batman movie where he defeats Bane. He tries to use the Bane venom, then starts getting addicted. I think there's actually a comic storyline where that happened. Could Jordan Kent get a super suit? I think we'll probably build up to that point where he gets his own suit. Also, going back to Taylor Sheridan directing My Ideal Superman reboot, he also has the action chops because he directed the Sicario movies. Oh, sweet. Hell yeah, man. Doom Patrol is a gold egg. Titans is an egg. Something last night I was thinking, Earth 89 has, for the longest time, only had Michael Keaton's Batman as its hero, and that's it. But the Flash movie will add Earth 89, Flash, and Supergirl to the mix. That is so cool. We'll see. I think you're right, though. I mean, that's kind of how they've been marketing everything. What's up, Elisnari? New Superman, we need a voice for Super Wheels. What about Johnny Depp as the new Flash for the DCEU? Way too old. He is way too old for the Flash. Can you explain what is amalgam? Amalgam is a series of... Well, an amalgam is just a combination of things. It is a mashing of things. Amalgamation, or amalgam, was a series of comics where DC and Marvel crossed over. Do you believe in the theory that, from film theory is right, that the Justice League timeline leads into the Nightmare timeline and the Flash went back time and created the Branch Snyder timeline? No, it doesn't create a branch timeline. That's not how that works. But, no. I would, it's a great theory, but Warner Brothers isn't going to allow that to happen. Doctor Strange's weakness is an apple. I personally have a real passion for Tom Holland's Spider-Man, the suits as well. I know they're controversial to some, but that's just me. And yes, I grew up and loved the Tobey movies back then. Well, me too. Well, my first exposure to Spider-Man was the animated series in the 90s and the comic books around that time. So I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's controversial at all. It would make both Justice League and Snyder timelines both canon. No, all timelines coexist altogether. It's not how it works in DC, buddy. At least. I've heard conflicting rumors that Bucky was going to be leading the Thunderbolts and that he is going to be a different MCU content. Do we know Bucky's future in the MCU? All I've heard is that maybe he'll be in Thunderbolts. Aside from that, I really don't know. He's a bit of a small-time actor. His biggest role was Fox's Empire by Try Byers. Who's that? Maybe. Maybe. Not familiar with him at all, but sure, give it a go. Did I like Green Arrow from Smallville, and was he like the comics Green Arrow? I thought he was fine in it, but as far as was he like Oliver in the comics, maybe he's more so like Oliver in the comics than Oliver and Arrow is like Oliver in the comics. But the only version of the Green Arrow that I actually like is Stephen Amell's version from Arrow. So I've never been a huge fan of the comic book Oliver. I've never been I wasn't a huge fan of Green Arrow in Smallville either. But it is what it is. It's just a character I never gravitated towards. Am I losing connection or something? Yeah, I had a bit of a hiccup with the internet there for a second. They did a Power Rangers crossover already doing it again, then they would just do it again. What? Did I watch I Am Groot? No, I have not. I don't really plan on watching it, but I've said that quite a few times up to this point. Omni has his nerd meetings with us. I do. If you think about the DCEU is in phase 2, but it's... But even then, their phase 2 is in shambles. I would say they're in phase 1.5. I wouldn't even give them credit as saying they're in phase 2 yet. What's my favorite thing in the room that I'm in? I would have to default to probably my computer, because without it, I wouldn't be able to do shit. So I'm going to say my computer is my favorite thing in this room if I can exclude the things I need to do these videos and to have fun, play games, and exist. That's a tough one. Man, that's a little hard. Huh. I don't know. Probably my Power Ranger Morphers at the moment. That's what I'm vibing with right now. Who's my favorite composer? John Williams. Thoughts on WB and their Ezra Miller problem? Jeez. I don't even know. It's a mess. I mean, but that's an obvious answer to that. But they gotta stop working with Ezra after all of this. There's just like no way forward unless there's some, like I mentioned a little bit ago, if there's some magical explanation behind it all that the media somehow completely missed reporting on. I feel like there's no explanation that could excuse any of it, but they need to acknowledge it. They need to address that it exists, and I think there needs to be repercussions for it. That's for sure. But I don't think they need to scrap the Flash movie. But by the time that movie ends, Ezra, for their own sake, Ezra better not be the Flash by the end of that movie. Or at least after that movie. They might just take out Batman and not kill him for the fans' sake. Huh? For what? Oh, for the Flash movie. I see what you mean. Even in the Flash Season 3, they said the Flashpoint timeline still exists in its own universe. No, they didn't. Flashpoint disappeared when he reset it. It doesn't exist. They can't go back to the Flashpoint timeline. Once he reset it, that timeline is gone. The only lingering aspect of it was Reverse Flash because he managed to run from its erasure, making himself a time remnant of a timeline that no longer exists. Because Thawne doesn't exist in Barry's main timeline after Eddie killed himself. That deleted Thawne from the main timeline. That's why the only way he exists is by surviving the Flashpoint timeline. And that timeline is deleted. It doesn't exist. Barry, right now, in Season 8, cannot go to the Flashpoint timeline. Doesn't exist. What are the limits of spider sense? Don't know. I'm honestly not sure. From the streams I've been at, I don't really remember if you ever asked this, but I'm curious, did you ever watch Battlestar Galactica? The miniseries, which I considered a movie, it was a little bit of a leeway for some people that were asking about it. It actually won the poll on one of my watch-alongs for the patrons and the YouTube members. So I watched part 1 and part 2 of the miniseries because I just kind of considered that as one big movie because that's kind of what it is. So I have watched it. I got a full-length reaction to both parts on on both of those platforms. I'm holding on to it just in case I want to cover the show at some point. But that's all I've seen of the show is the miniseries so far, which I quite enjoyed. I did quite enjoy it. It was a lot of fun, especially seeing Katie Sackhoff in there. It was fun. With Namor and Wakanda Forever, he won't be from Atlantis, but rather Talokan, and using the Aztec influences. That is what all the rumors are alluding to. Yes. I'm at the Avengers Assemble scene. The loudest the theater has ever been, at least for me. Same here. I've never been at a theater that's been nearly as loud as that moment. Oh yes, Animated Spidey was first. I always forget that, but I watched every chance I got. Same with X-Men, but some of those characters are such stereotypes now. I mean, you're not wrong, but those are still where my foundation's built. Wait, I'm watching Super Mega Force Season 2 finale. Indeed, all the Rangers were in the finale. I was excited to see Lightyear. Yeah, not everybody made it in because I think that's a rights reason. If you watch the Japanese version of that, it's way more expansive. There are so many more Rangers than is what is in the American version of that crossover. Speaking of Bucky, it's Sebastian Stan's birthday today. Happy birthday, Sebastian. Random, but Logan is easily the best of the Fox X-Men movies. I can finally say that I agree because I've finally seen it. Same at this point, I can't imagine anyone better for Green Arrow or Oliver other than Stephen Amell. I'm sure there's a better, more comic accurate take out there, but I love what Stephen did. I love that version of the character, and I know it's not comic accurate, and that's probably the reason I liked it, because as I mentioned, comic book Green Arrow has just never really done it for me. Damn it, Snake, I told you not to hide near his internet. Cobalt Blue was probably the big threat teased by Oliver at the end of Earth Prime comic. I don't think Oliver was teasing Cobalt Blue, but I do think Cobalt Blue is the main villain of the final season. I don't know if I would consider Cobalt Blue to be a Justice League level threat, personally, but you never know. Since y'all are Power Ranger fans, have y'all seen the Hyper RPG actual play series Power Rangers Hyperforce? It was made with the permission from Hasbro and is canon to the Power Rangers universe. Yes, actually a buddy of mine purchased the startup set for that and was trying to get people around for a campaign, but I don't think anything ever came from that. I would love to do that, man. If you want me to be honest, I probably wouldn't be here right now if YouTube didn't exist. I love and care about the YouTubers I watch every single day. I get happy and excited when part 1, so there's a part 2 somewhere. Here we are. See that there has been a video posted and that you and a few others are the only people that actually make my day feel better when it's really shitty. I want to let you know that, and that other YouTubers save my life or make me feel like seeing another day. I'm great now, just needed to tell you. Oh, I appreciate that, man. I feel the same way. You know, I would have to... I would feel like even for me, I'm in the same boat. If I didn't... Because, like, if it wasn't for my friends back in the day and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't be here at all. And then, of course, as we've gotten older, we've gone our own separate ways. It's much, much harder for us to even stay in contact. A lot of this interaction has been kind of filling in those gaps. I mean, they're there if I need to reach out, but it's a lot harder for us to connect and stay connected and stuff. It's just one of those things that happens in life. So like this, you guys, the people I watch, the videos and the media I consume, like that's what kind of gets me through so much. And might be sad to some people, but it really does pull me through. So I do completely, wholly relate with what you're saying, Juan. And I'm honored and humbled to even be on that list, man. I'm glad you're still here. I'm glad you're hanging out. I'm glad you're here to share your opinions with us as well. Be as real as you need to be. You're not dragging me down, man. If anything, you're buffing the spirits, my guy. I appreciate you, man. Let's see. All the love. What's my favorite superhero live action suit? That is probably too difficult of a question. I don't know. I love the Kingdom Come Brandon Routh Superman suit, so probably that one right now is the first one that comes to mind. I want to see a brutal hand-to-hand fight between Ahsoka and Thawne in her show. I want to see those two fight so bad. I mean, we'll probably get some kind of throwdown. After the DC Marvel comic series amalgam merged characters together, Wolverine Batman was Dark Claw, Captain America Batman was Super Soldier, and then wasn't great, but Storm Wonder Woman was fun. Amazon. I Am Groot is good for what it is, but by no means do you need to watch it. It's like fun 15 minutes or so of Groot being cute and funny, and there's even a little bit of dark humor. I'll probably watch it when I just feel like killing some time. Right now, my time killer has been, I finally started watching Light and Magic, that documentary on Disney Plus. I'm on episode 3 right now. I had to pause it for the stream. Storm looks good in the Wonder Woman costume. Oh, I would imagine she would. Did I like DCEU Lex Luthor? Not one bit. Flash pointing. I suppose Phase 1.5 works. Marvel ended Phase 1 with the Avengers movie. DC can't even seem to decide what they want to do as their Justice League movie or what after it. Yeah, man. Yeah. I agree. Could Grant Gustin be the new Flash for the Flash movie? He could. For people saying that he can't or shouldn't, I don't agree. But, like I said on Twitter the other day, I would be 100% down and excited for Grant to be the film Flash, but I would also be completely okay with somebody brand new coming in. And for people being like, oh, but Grant's just a TV actor, my rebuttal is, so is every actor until they are not. Every TV actor is a TV actor until they are not. Plenty of our big stars these days were TV actors. It's a secret. That's how the fucking business works. Some people just have the dumbest takes. What's stronger, Spidey Sense, Daredevil, or Hunter? Spidey Sense, I would say. I still want the finale to be a multi-part episode with Eddie Thawne as Cobalt Blue, going back in time and killing Barry before he becomes the Flash. Oliver has to save him and destroy the timeline. That would be kind of wild. Oh wait, Stanley said the Daredevil Sense is stronger than Spidey Sense. Really? That's interesting. DCEU Lex Luthor acted like Riddler / Mad Hatter in my opinion. I didn't really act like Lex. I can kind of agree with that. Goodbye. I'm off to Patreon to watch the BGS reaction. Hope you enjoy it. It's a long one. I can really and truly suggest watching the rest of Battlestar Galactica. One of my favorite shows ever. I've been seeing a lot of love for it. When I have some time or when I'm in the mood for it, I might give it a go. What's a show or movie you fully did not expect to like that you really enjoyed? Oh, Damn, I don't, That's a tough one. That's a hard question right now. Skins comes to mind for show. Movie might sound weird, but The Labyrinth. Or actually Dark Crystal too. Because, like, I'll be honest, like, when I was a kid, I didn't really care for The Labyrinth. I watched it again, like, as an adult, and I had a much greater appreciation for it. I actually ended up enjoying it quite a lot. But as a kid, I never really cared for it. Dark Crystal, I watched wholly as an adult. And I think I was kind of surprised at how much I actually really enjoyed it. And it's one of my favorite films, man. So I think that's probably where I'll go. Speaking of composers, I'm so disappointed that Natalie Holt's work on Batgirl is not going to be used, although I imagine she's going to use some of it for other projects if she can. Yeah, I don't know if legally she would be able to, though, which sucks. Hope once they finish with X-Men animated series revival, they do a revival of Spider-Man the animated series. Oh, that would be cool. That would be pretty cool. Where do you think Lightspeed Rescue are at / doing, for example, Time Force, Wild Force, Mystic Force? I have no idea. Just doing what they do, living their lives, Power Rangering. I don't really know what else to go into for that one. Hulk's on the loose. Who do you call? Superman. No, it's the wrong universe. If I can't use Superman, it's definitely going to be Captain Marvel. If you ever go on Sil Abdul channel, he is now live streaming, and the vid is called Scoop, the Flash reshoots with Batfleck and Mackie. No, I don't think I've ever once attended that channel. Not familiar with it. So I have IRL friends, but listening to you and talking to people in video games connect me. Yeah, same here, man. My online friends definitely saved my life when I was in my late teens. I was diagnosed with depression, and I tried to take my own life, but the way my online friends came to my aid was everything. I'm sorry to hear that, man, that you got down that deep, but I'm glad you had people there to back you and help you through it. Yeah, man, I've been close to that edge myself, so I know what that feels like, man. I'm going to say goodbye and good night, as it's after midnight. It's Sunday for me. Have a fantastic weekend. I look forward to your reaction to the Sandman finale. Take care. Have a good night, Justine. Thank you for stopping in, and I hope you have a great rest and a great last part of your weekend. It's not sad. I'm in my early 40s, and you got to supplement the few times you can get together with IRL friends with whatever keeps your spirits up, and online friendships are real friendships. I don't think I could say it better, Cuss Bunny. I 100% agree with you right there. My time killer is Robot Chicken and Sandman. And I haven't watched Robot Chicken in a long time. Did I see the pick of Mike Barnes in Cobra Kai Season 5? I did. I'm really excited for it. What's my favorite house theme in Game of Thrones? House Stark. DCEU likes his off-brand Riddler. Give the actor a chance first, guys. What's my favorite scene in all of Lord of the Rings? Just makes... What's my favorite scene in all of Lord of the Rings that just makes sense to you and is also funny? I don't know. That's a hard question. Favorite scene in Lord of the Rings. There's so many. Like, I wanted to talk about when they actually formed the Fellowship, because that's got some humor in it. When Pippin drops the debris down the well and gets them attacked by the trolls and the orcs and stuff, the goblins. That was funny. Helm's Deep's funny, but also awesome. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can just pick one. Huh. Damn, I don't know. I would say most of them is in the first film, though, for me. I don't know. I don't know if I could pick one, but I'll go with the three I mentioned. Do we still have the delineation between TV actors and movie actors? Apparently. That's one of the biggest points of contention I've seen from people, like, pushing back against anybody suggesting Grant. They're like, nah, he's a TV actor. I can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody say that as a negative against Grant as a possibility for film. I've seen the same thing about Tyler Hoechlin, actually, too. Why isn't Deathstroke and Enchantress not in the Suicide Squad kill the Justice League? They would be a big help. Because that's not the team they wanted to go with. I can't wait for Gotham Knights PS5. I still am very much not feeling or vibing with that game yet. I'm hoping it's different by the time it comes out, though. What is the best scene from any TV show that I've seen? Damn, man, you're really going hard with trying to make me think about something. It might not be my best, but it is the one that I just can't shake from my mind at the moment. But the Say My Name scene from Breaking Bad. Say my name. 3-part episode of The Flash finale. Part 1, Barry dying. Part 2, Oliver waking up in a post-apocalyptic world fighting time wraiths and ends with saving Barry. Part 3, after a big bombastic final battle, ends with Barry running back in time, becoming the lightning bolt that struck himself. Be crazy, man. Let's do it! Is Lex Luthor and DCEU Lex Jr. or is he OG Lex? Was actually looking forward to seeing that character's growth, especially with Deathstroke Batman storyline tie-in. Yes, well, actually, that is a good point to bring up. He is technically Lex Jr. He is Alexander Luthor. He is the son of Lex Luthor. The Lex Luthor we would know, typically. So, yeah. I mean, I didn't enjoy it as the iteration they went with, but I was curious still to see where that went. Just like with anything else. There were things that I didn't like that they did in BVS and all that stuff that I thought they remedied greatly in the Snyder Cut, and there was a lot of things I would have loved to have seen pan out. I don't have to like everything that's in those parts and those segments to not want to see where it goes. But yeah, I'm there with you on that one. Angela Bassett is a TV actress right now. Yes, she's a high-level award-winning movie actress too, but she's getting steady check with TV without having to leave her home base. And here she is leading Wakanda. People are dumb. Captain America or Captain Marvel to get the Hulk? Yup. Who I'm gonna call Hulkbusters. Those are the property of the DODC right now. A little while ago, I started watching Only Murders in the Building. I've really enjoyed it. I was wondering if you thought about reacting to that show. I would recommend Pretty Little Liars Original Sin. I will definitely. I'll just say this right now. I'll say 95 to 90% confident I'm not going to watch Pretty Little Liars probably ever. Just because that's just not. I watched like the first episode of the original, and I'm just like, that's just not the type of show I even remotely enjoy watching. But I don't know anything about Only Murders in the Building, so I can't speak on that one. Who knows on that one? TV is less stressful for some actors and actresses because it's steady work and they won't have to travel a lot. Sometimes it's more stressful, especially if you're lead, especially if you're on like a CW show. Like, God, I've heard that's like a nightmare. But it is reliable. It's steady. It is a blanket. It's until it's not. Until Zaslav shows up at your house and is like, "Give me your shit," swings his axe. But yeah, exactly. I totally get it too. Movies is a lot more shaky ground than it is for TV. Deep question. Do you think the X-Men will work as a metaphor for acceptance now because because some current fans don't seem very accepting to those born different from them? Makes me sad. No, I think the X-Men is more relevant now than ever. And the saddest thing is, actually, that's not even an accurate statement. I think the X-Men is something that we always needed, and it's just sad that we haven't moved beyond that point. And it just also reveals how many people completely missed the obvious metaphor of the X-Men growing up. Dude, the second I saw somebody said, "Oh no, X-Men's going to be woke now," I was like, the fuck did you watch when you grew up? What did you read when you grew up? It's not woke now. It's always been. That's the whole point. This is like, it dumbfounds me how fucking blind some people are. It's just, it makes no sense, man. But yeah, it's because of that I hope they go hard and keep it strong. Grant could do it. I agree. House Bolton. Michael Bolton's Game of Thrones theme slaps. It's a good one. That's a good one. Why do I feel like I'm the only one who hasn't seen Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones? You're definitely not the only one. But Lord of the Rings is a must-watch. Game of Thrones, I would have said that a long time ago before Season 8 came out, but I think it's still a must-watch for television, at least up until that point. Because it is a fantastic show until it gets a little shakier at the end. But who knows? Maybe just going into it fresh and raw, and somebody who's not waiting a year, 2 years, 3 years, week to week for an episode, maybe you'll feel differently about it in the end. But I will say, regardless of how I feel about how things ended, the first 6 seasons are phenomenal. You think they've saturated the market with too many superhero movies and shows at this point? I don't think so. I think it is for us who consume things a lot. I think when you compare it to like the saturation of other shows and other genres that we've had for over the past decades, it's not any different. It's just what everybody's talking about, which I think is part of the fatigue. More so than anything. But I could see the argument. I don't necessarily feel like we're exactly at that point but I know some people do feel like that, but I don't know. I don't feel like that yet. The singer, he did a retro intro song for Game of Thrones. My favorite shows, not in any order: Young Justice, Stranger Things, Cobra Kai, The Boys, JLU, Avengers, Mightiest Heroes. Awesome. What are your worries on what might happen in the season 9 of The Flash? I don't know. I don't know what I would be worried about. Again, separating Iris and Barry and not actually having their relationship be shown on screen. I'd say that's the only thing I'm worried about. Because I feel like that's just been a huge pitfall of the show for a long time now, is them not knowing how to actually show those two have a relationship and giving any kind of agency to it. Aside from that, Tom Cavanaugh showing back up as Reverse Flash. Don't do it. Please, don't do it. Do you know why Jason David Frank wore a green suit in Megaforce finale if the power of the Dragon Zord was destroyed? Because they keep bringing it back, and that's the one they care. That's the most popular Jason David Frank iteration. He's got a what's it called? By the time that came around, he has like an Omnimorpher or a Megamorpher or something. I forget what they called it, but it allows him to use any of his previous iterations. He's restored the power to the green coin or whatever. He's able to access all of his previous Ranger forms, and that's, I don't know, I guess just the one he decided to go with for that moment. I think it's the most recognizable. It's my favorite version. It's not his most powerful one. His Red Zeo Ranger is the more powerful of his gallery, but that's the more iconic one, is probably the long and short of it all. I mean, Original Sin is drastically different from the original Pretty Little Liars, where PLL was a mystery thriller. Original Sin is a slasher horror gore fest. I don't know. I'm not into horror shows all that much. Like, I don't know. There's just something off-putting about it. It just reminds me of what the Scream show kind of gave me as like a vibe. I don't know. I'm and it's in the Riverdale multiverse. That's another detractor for me. I saw that they announced that the other day, and I'm just like, damn it. I don't know. It is not in my purview at all right now as far as a thing I would want to cover. I'm just being honest. Yeah, that's the thing I really enjoyed. Original Sin was much different and better, like slasher thriller type vibe that they're going for. See, also people swearing off Rage Against the Machine because they've gone woke. Yeah, people are fucking dumb, man. Yeah, X-Men and the hatred they face is literal metaphor for racism, homophobia, and transphobia. And it's so obvious that's the case. And, like, I don't get it, man. Mystery is better, and the mystery is better because of how it ties into the parents, and, like, A gets them to individually, Interesting, okay. I love Only Murders in the Building, which you're probably saying too often, but it's a really great, quirky mystery show, comedy with a fantastic score. I miss Tequila. Okay. I mean, if you get Steve Martin and Martin Short in anything, it's going to be funny. Are they in it? What's up, 11 Stranger Things? I started watching you, and you're amazing. I watched your whole commentary about Stranger Things. Keep it up. That's a lot to take in, but welcome to the fam. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. That was, I think that's been my favorite reaction series to do so far, was all of Stranger Things. I'm interested in any kind of sports. Basketball, I don't watch sports, but like the only time I'm interested in sports is if I'm actively playing a sport. I don't really like or get anything out of watching other people play it, but I have fun when I'm the one playing. When it comes down to it, I really like playing basketball and soccer. Those are my two go-tos. I've got a interesting little affection for golf too, surprisingly enough. Fantasy sci-fi have been outlets for humanitarian messages since always. The fact that there are people outraged they're being preached to by authors of what essentially modern fairy tales is hilarious. Yep. John and Harley was so funny. That was a great little surprise. I really enjoyed that. What's up, Shams? I'm doing well. We're almost caught up, so I'm going to be signing off here soon. We actually went over about an hour. What's the weirdest flavor of any soda that has been made that you would not try? I am very much so not inspired or interested in trying the flaming hot Cheeto flavored Mountain Dew. I'm sorry, you can keep that well the fuck away from me. I started the Umbrella Academy and I'm wondering what is your thoughts on it so far. I've only watched 4 episodes so far. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot right now. You know, I've always heard some positive things. It's a superhero comic book show, so it's right up my alley. I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I'm only 4 episodes in, so I can't really speak for where it goes. I've heard it just gets better. So I'm looking forward to watching more. And if you haven't started it or you just started it, well, you're following along with me. Let's do this together. Only Murders in the Building was made and has Steve Martin and Martin Short and Selena Gomez as well. I have to look into that. I've heard some people talk about it, but I don't know what it's about. Tequila was an Arrowverse joke. It went over my head. I mean, they had to reveal Iceman was gay for people to get the message. Like, I remember people being like, Iceman isn't gay. Why are they putting politics in my X-Men comics? And I was like, what the fuck? We're weird. People see what they want to see, I guess. Like, no matter how apparent it is, it always surprised me just how willing to be ignorant people are. I have a cousin with a Wolverine tattoo who said X-Men will be woke. He was always a douche. Do I sleep in my hat? Shower in it? I'll tell you a little secret. No, I don't. There's been a few rare occasions where I've done my live stream and even recorded reactions where I don't have it on. I do have hair. It is all here. Full preview. Would you ever react to Lock and Key or not really your thing? I'm curious about it. I've heard some mixed things about it. But I don't know. I'd have to do a little research, and a lot of the times what I react to comes down to what I'm in the mood for and also my personal tastes. Or if something like sounds so ridiculous, I have to check it out, like Squid Game, where I was like, that everybody was talking about this thing, is blowing up, all this stuff, and it was like, I have to know what this is. And it blew me away. So sometimes something that I might not normally have checked out, it'll just kind of happen. But I don't know. I don't know what it's about. I know, man, I have some pictures in my head of some spoilers I saw from some people talking about one of the latest season twists, but I don't remember what it is. All I know is like there was this girl who like betrayed some people or something. I don't remember, but maybe one day, who knows? More likely that I would watch Lock and Key before I would watch Pretty Little Liars. What's my favorite version of the Batsuit? If we're talking live action, it's Ben Affleck's suit. I'm feeling good. So good to be here in time before wrapping up. Well, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're still out there and performing and all that jazz and having a good, safe time. I have insomnia, but I found the Sear Green Lantern 2011. The what? Anyway, Have a great rest of your weekend, Omni and chat. Well, thanks for stopping in, Bunny. I really appreciate your words. Despite the Arrowverse decline, I get annoyed by Greg Berlanti hate. People forget how huge Arrow and Flash were in their prime. Black Lightning was the only black lead DC project before Batwoman, no films. Yes. And again, that's with Warner Brothers constantly breathing down his neck and telling him, no, cut this from your show. You're not allowed to use this. Like, he tried his best to make the best out of this like project that he was lording over with the limitations WB had on, and in their prime, it was the best superhero stuff on TV at the time. And people just forget that because it just started to decline over the years, or the bar just kept rising over the years, and people weren't able to adjust their not opinions or expectations, because the Arrowverse at the end of the day is still a broadcast TV show. It's never going to reach the heights of like the streaming stuff, and like people don't recognize that. And we had a great little discussion about that again over on Chainsaw React's channel on his endless multiverse stream last night, talking about the ins and outs of that misconstrued association that comes with the CW. And I think that's a great point for Greg as well. His name is also on the Green Lantern movie. He wrote the Green Lantern movie. It's not his fault the Green Lantern movie sucked. Again, studio, direction, budgetary constraints, technology. He knows his stuff. He knows and has his passion for all that shit. So why not start? So suave. Why, thank you. You're obligated to say that, though. I feel like it's like Stranger Things, but Umbrella Academy, because I don't know if it's just me, but with Stranger Things, Umbrella Academy both takes long to get into it. Sometimes, do you agree? I kind of get that as well. I think Stranger Things really kind of hit the gas pedal, like even in the first season, to get things kind of going with the excitement. Right now, Umbrella Academy is kind of like slowly. It's a little bit more of a slow burn, I think. So I think that's one of the reasons why only 4 episodes in, I'm not too sure where I'm feeling at. I'm enjoying the ride, but I don't feel right kind of giving a great opinion on it just yet. Because I don't know what it's building to and where it's going. But with Stranger Things, like, it just kind of like, it hit the gas, pedal to the floor. I was hooked at the end of the first episode. So we'll see. I'm gonna head out. Peace. Thanks for stopping in and for the great conversation, Caleb. I know the Green Lantern movie wasn't the best, however, I'd love to see Mark Strong come back as Sinestro. He killed it in the role, regardless of already playing Dr. Savannah in the DCEU. I agree with you on that one. I love Iceman. Iceman Xbox. X-Men Iceman. I was sad when he was misused in the movies. Luscious Locks. Thank you. Nice talking with y'all. It was always good to have you, Caleb. If you were to go to the place you want to visit, where in the world would it be? I would love to go to the shores of Ireland, like the rocky cliff shores of Ireland, or Tokyo. Be my 2 picks right now. Nice hair. I have a small afro. Well, hell yeah, man. Rock it. It's my favorite theory on Stranger Things final season. Honestly, I've stayed away from a lot of them. I don't know. The only thing I can think of is like that I've heard is like maybe like Will and his connection to Vecna. Like somehow they used, I don't even know. I don't even remember it all. I know that connection is going to play a part. I don't know how it's going to play a part. I know some people are like, Vecna is going to use that connection with Will and make Will a double agent again or something. I don't think they'll retread that point again. But I do think that's going to come into some sort of play, and I think that Eleven's probably going to sacrifice herself. And I think part of the thing that's going to bring down Vecna is Max's consciousness being in his head, and when Vecna dies, she's going to wake up. That's something I even posited in my reactions. That's what I think is going to happen. Lock and Key is, I would try to say it, but the first episode is so long it takes time to get interesting. Okay. Hope you have a lovely evening again. Really enjoying watching The Sandman with you. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. I always love hearing your takeaways, Summer. You always have some great, thoughtful things to say. I feel like because it is the last season, a lot of loved characters will die. I think we'll lose some people, unfortunately. And I'm worried and anxious as to who it's going to be. Do you think it'll be a happy ending? I think it's going to be... I don't know. I don't think it's going to be wholly happy. I think it's going to be... I would like it to be a happy ending, but I think there's going to be some pain with the succession in the end. Gotta go. Live long and prosper. You as well. Thanks for coming in and hanging out, Domenico. With some side characters dying. There was 2 shout-outs in Static Shock and Sandman. Once was a t-shirt, a glimpse of the cartoon. I love that throwback back in the day. They need to incorporate him into movies. That's another thing. I don't think they've said anything about the Static Shock movie other than production on it has slowed. I was really looking forward to that. Static Shock is one of my favorite DC characters, and I was so excited when they announced Sholo as Blue Beetle and that they were doing a Static Shock movie. Those were 2 projects I was really looking forward to. So I do hope that those catch back on. What's up, Chase? Just finished my work this week and finally on my weekend. Might start Sandman tonight. If you do, I would love to know what you think. I thought it was phenomenal. So much so that I spent over $300 buying the complete omnibus, the 3-volume omnibus collection. I'm when I fall into an obsession, I make some irrational decisions. It's like that gas meme. I agree. Every movie night fail, but they try to give your eyes and ears good entertainment. Sorry if I'm rambling. You can tell I'm a Stranger Things nerd. Ramble away. Completely okay. Well, not right now, because I'm going to wrap up. But you can always join our Discord, hang out, and talk some stuff with everybody. We got a Stranger Things channel and all that. I try to keep... I'm not as active, but I try to keep tabs and chime in every now and then when I can. But, you know, we have these every weekend, barring, you know, some... you know, circumstances that might rise into play or take me out of the way, but it happens, man. What's up, Ragu? Midnight, must sleep. Have a good week, Omni. Your X-Men answer made me respect you even more, and yeah, biased. Visit Ireland. One of these days, man. It's my dream. For sure, man. Ireland's definitely top 5 places I need to go one day because just love the culture behind it all. I'm a wee bit Irish. That's not an Irish accent, but that was my attempt right now, but we'll go. I'm going on another 2-hour stream in 2 hours. We'll have fun, man. Quick description. Only Murders in the Building is a story about 3 lonely murder podcast aficionados who get involved with making a podcast when a murder happens in their own building. That sounds interesting. Because I actually, thanks to like my girlfriend, I do like listening to some murder podcasts. Oddly enough. Interesting. Blue Beetle will be awesome. I hope so, and I really hope Zaslav keeps his axe away from that movie. 11, we are here to be nerds. It's okay to talk. Good night, peeps. All right, enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a lovely rest of your day. You as well. Fun fact, Gwendolyn Christie stood 7'1" in her outfit. Yeah, man. She's a tall lady. And when they added in those wings, even taller. Loved it. She was great in that role. Great, great, great. Another thing to kind of go back about against the anti-woke crowd, who's like even like stalling out about that. I was like, saw some people that, why is there a woman playing Lucifer? And I'm just like, 1, she looks like Lucifer does in the comics, and 2, angels do not have a gender, my guy. Like, canonically, biblically, whatever. They're not a man. They're not a woman. They aren't human. Get over it. She looks like the way Gaiman had Lucifer drawn? Fuck off. Would you want Henry Cavill to return as Superman? Yeah, for sure. I make you listen to murder podcasts. You don't make me listen to them. They're fun to listen to. But I wouldn't listen to them on my own time, but it is like, for sure, you're responsible for exposing me to these things. Shazam! Like Joker do. Anyway. No, she was wearing boots under her robes. The wings added more height. Her head topped at 7'1". God damn! Anyway. Any chance you've watched any other Marvel shows like Agent Carter, Cloak and Dagger, Runaways, Inhumans, Hellstrom, or Legion? Just curious. No, I haven't. I've mentioned this before, but I know not everybody tunes into this stuff, and you know, there's no way I expect everybody to watch every video, but when it came to Marvel, the only Marvel stuff I've watched is stuff directly tied into the MCU and the Netflix shows. So Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Defenders, because I thought they were tied in. And they are now. And I started Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I got maybe through to season 2 or the end of season 2, and I just stopped watching it. That is the extent of live action Marvel stuff that I've watched. Like all the non-connected Fox stuff, other stuff, I haven't seen. But I'm more than interested in, I think Legion more than anything. I'm really interested in watching one of these days because I've heard some really great stuff about Legion specifically. I heard not so great things about Inhumans and Hellstrom. Heard good things about Cloak and Dagger, Runaways, and Agent Carter. One of these days I'll probably get around to them, but because they weren't part of the necessary required media at the time for the MCU, I never really gave it much mind. Marvel, I'm a DC guy through and through. Up until the MCU, my digest for Marvel stuff has just been the live action movies, Spider-Man the animated series, X-Men the animated series, and some of the games. That's pretty much been it. So I was very particular about what I was watching. If it wasn't required homework, or at least marketed as required homework for the MCU, I kind of didn't watch it. Just to be completely upfront. I'm watching your Gray Man right now. Just noticed the CGI. 7 out of 10. Fair enough. We don't talk about Inhumans. No, we do not. All right, guys. Hope you all have a great day. Thank you all for the super chats, for the conversations, and all the thoughts, feelings, and suggestions as well. But join our Discord. Follow me on all socials if you can, if you've got them. I've got pretty much a footprint everywhere with the same tag as my channel. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week. As long as nothing happens, I'll see you guys next Saturday. And stay tuned for Sandman finale tomorrow. And make sure to like. Yes, Sean, like the video before you leave. Take care, everybody.